Good evening and welcome to Block Tickets Park in Colorado Springs, Colorado, as the Oakland Ballers visit the Rocky Mountain Vibes for the fourth game of a six-game series. I'm Nevada Cullen, and you're listening to Oakland Baseball on 860 AM The Answer and on YouTube. On Wednesday, the Ballers fell 16-1, but they bounced back in a big way last night, winning 17-4. Christian Almanza drove in 5, and Gabe Tanner mowed down the Vibes, going a career-high 8 innings. Tonight, it's Reed Butts back on the bump for Oakland in the park where he began his pro career. He's had success in his previous 2 starts against his former team and hopes to continue that this evening. Let's look at the lineups first for the Oakland Ballers. Tremaine Cobb Jr., the shortstop, leads off. Isai Santos in right field hits second. Nick Leahy is the third baseman, batting third. Daniel Harris, the fourth second baseman, hits fourth. Christian Almanza, first baseman, bats fifth. Cam Buford, DH, hits sixth. Dylan Tatum is the catcher, batting seventh. Lou Helmick, the left fielder, bats eighth. And Darryl Buggs II is the center fielder, batting ninth. As for the Rocky Mountain Vibes, their pitcher, Tom Peltier, who has faced the Ballers quite a few times before this season. In fact, he has only made 4 starts, and against Oakland, he has not yet started. But since becoming a starter, really, he has been pretty solid. Sunday against Missoula in a 10-5 win, went 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 4 strikeouts, and a homer allowed. He earned the win against the Paddleheads after they had lost the previous 5 games of that series. 6.48 ERA for the lefty, 3-3 record, 28 appearances, 4 starts, 41 2/3 innings, 61 hits, 20 walks, 39 strikeouts. He's 24 years old, 6'2", 190, left-handed pitcher from Wheatfield, New York. Defense in the outfield, left to right, Lynn Scott, Booth, Himrick. Infield, first to third, Tofflin, Garcia, Kieber, and Dooley. Zuniga doing the catching for the lefty, Peltier. Ballers going with the Oakland stands-up black uniforms with gray pants and high black socks for Tremaine Cobb Jr. standing in from the right side. The pitcher, Peltier, with the white pants and the strike-out breast cancer white and pink uniforms tonight. Pink cleats to match for Peltier on the mound. The first pitch of the night is a strike on the outer half, 73 miles an hour from Peltier. He throws a first pitch breaking ball to Cobb at 6:32. That's 5:32 p.m. back in the Bay. Thanks for tuning in. Cobb takes inside for ball 1. It's 1-1 on Cobb. Umpires tonight, home plate, Travis Schatzman, Scott Ginger at first, Zach Dart at third. Peltier, the lefty, against the righty, Cobb. Next pitch, bounce to the left side. Couple hops for Kieber. He collects, throws to first in time for out number 1. I mentioned it is strikeout cancer night here in Colorado Springs. And with that, not only are the Vibes wearing special uniforms with the pink stripes on the kind of base of that shirt. Almost would remind you of those throwback Astros striped uniforms that are orange and yellow on the bottom and red. As Santos takes a first pitch strike, a breaking ball inner half for strike 1. But the uniforms and Peltier's cleats are not the only things that are pink tonight on the field. 0-1 to Santos is bounced high towards the right side. Nice play by Garcia. His throw on the run in time for out number 2. But also the boxes, the right-handed and left-handers batter's box, as well as the catcher's box, are painted pink. There is some sort of pink insignia behind the mound. I would imagine it's that breast cancer ribbon. And the bases are spray painted pink as well, a lighter pink, while the jerseys for the Vibes are white on top and then a hot pink, the striped base layer of the jersey. 2 outs, nobody on for Nick Leahy as the righty takes low for ball 1. No score, top of the first here from Colorado Springs. Ballers and Vibes. Leahy 1 for 5 in the series, did not play yesterday. Next pitch, swung on and missed. Late, the fastball at 87. It's a 4-pitch mix for Tom Peltier. That's the sinker right there. He also has a changeup, a slider, and a curveball. So he's trying to keep the ball down. Leahy bounces it foul, 1-2. So far, so good for Peltier. 2 batters faced and 2 groundouts. 1-2 the count. Lefty Peltier's pitch to the righty Leahy is low and inside at 88. The sinker well out of the zone. As our daily Southwest Airlines flight heads from left to right past the outfield. 2-2 to Leahy. Called a ball. That was just low. The changeup from Peltier makes it 3-2. Leahy 1 for 4 on Wednesday in his lone start so far this series. 6 on the timer for Peltier. The lefty working from the windup comes home, and Leahy takes ball 4. The sinker low and inside, nowhere close. 2-out walk from Peltier, who is facing Oakland for the 7th time this year. First start against the Ballers. He's 0-2 against Oakland with a 9 ERA. Over 6 innings, he's allowed 11 hits and 6 earned runs, 6 strikeouts and 2 bombs allowed. One of them to Nick Leahy, who he just walked. No way. Are they seriously playing What Was I Made For the walk-up song by Billie Eilish for Daniel Harris IV? First pitch is just high, 1-0. The breaking ball missed up to Harris, 1-0. That is the first time I've heard Billie Eilish played as a walk-up song for any baseball player ever. At least that song in particular. Harris slices one to right field. Himrick went in and stops and catches it for out number 3. Leahy walks, but he's left at first base. Oakland nothing. Vibes coming up when you return on 860 AM The Answer. Bottom of the first, no score here from Colorado Springs. Ballers and Vibes. Game 4 of the 6-game set. Ballers lead the series 2-1. Les Lancaster is in his 3rd year as field manager of the Vibes. Here's how he lines up his 13-14 Vibes. That's their record in the second half, at least. Carter Booth is the center fielder leading off. He homered yesterday. Ty Dooley, third baseman, hits second. Sam Linscott, left fielder, bats third. Dane Toughlin is the first baseman, hitting fourth. Austin Chenard back in the lineup. The DH bats fifth. Hank Himrick had his hit streak snapped yesterday. The right fielder bats sixth. Garrett Kieber in the 7th slot at shortstop. Alonzo Zuniga is the catcher batting 9th, and for whatever reason I put him before Tristan Garcia in my notes. Garcia is the second baseman batting 8th. Booth will stand in against the lefty Reed Butts, the former Rocky Mountain Vibe. Reed this season, 5.66 ERA for the lefty, 8-3 record. That is the tied for second most wins in the entire Pioneer League. This is his 14th start, and his first pitch is outside for a strike at 89. Good pitch from Butts there, the four-seamer on the outside corner. 0-1. Reed has thrown 68 in the 3rd innings and has allowed just 36 walks compared to 53 strikeouts. As he misses low with the changeup, it is 1-1. Reed, last time out, was Saturday, and a 17-9 win for the Ballers over the Yuba Sutter High Wheelers. 1-1 is next, 4 on the timer. Butts from the windup, squaring to bunt and pulling back at ball 2 is the right-handed hitter Booth. It's 2-1. But Butts on Saturday was not his usual self, gave up 8 hits, 5 of them were homers, 6 earned runs over 4 2/3. That's called a ball, even though his four-seam fastball just did tick the high inside corner. It's 3-1. That was a pitch that's not usually called a strike, to be fair, but it was technically a strike. And the 3-1 from Reed is again called a ball. That's back-to-back missed calls from Travis Schatzman. That was well on the outside corner, the 87-mile-an-hour four-seamer from Reed. And Booth walks with a couple missed calls there back-to-back. So Reed hoping to right the ship. He did pitch very well his previous outing against Yuba Sutter. As the first pitch to the lefty, Dooley's a strike, 0-1. That was his 4th quality start of the year on August 3rd. His franchise record, 8th win of the year. 6 innings, 7 hits, 3 earned runs, 6 strikeouts. 0-1 toss from Reed. Dooley, the lefty, takes on the outside corner at 87. Beautiful four-seamer. Reed is really painting right now. And I think those calls will start to come for him from Travis Schatzman if he continues to throw him on the edges. 0-2 to Dooley. Breaking ball popped up foul off to left field onto the berm. Into the brush. That was 77 from Reed. Looked like the slider there. Kind of left it over the middle. Help to execute better on this 0-2 pitch. And he absolutely does, blowing 87 by Dooley at the top of the zone. Fastball for strikeout number 1 for Reed Butts. Runner on first is Booth, 1 out. Bottom of the first inning, no score, Oakland and Rocky Mountain. Butts next has to face Sam Linscott, but first the defense for Oakland. Catching is Dylan Tatum. Third base, Nick Leahy. Trey Cobb at short. Danny Harris at second. Christian Almanza at first. Then the outfield from left to right. Helmick, Buggs, and Santos. First pitch to the righty, Linscott. Yikes. Nice pitch from Reed. The changeup at 81, well out of the zone. And Linscott fished at it, fouling it back to the screen. It's 0-1. Linscott, 4 hits in the series, 3-game hit streak. Pink batting gloves. Squares to bunt, drops it down. That's fair. Tatum picks it up, has no play. This Vibes team loves to bunt. And Sam Linscott, who is, leading the team in doubles and slugging percentage, just dropped one down the third base line for a single. Well, I'd prefer that than Tofflin bunting, which was the case earlier this series. But still, you have to scratch your head. Why are the Vibes giving up the extra base hit in favor of the bunt singles in this series? 2 on, 1 out. Here's Dane Tofflin. First pitch to the righty is low, smothered by Tatum, 1-0. That was the changeup from Reed. Below the zone. Reed hoping to roll up a pair here. Tofflin has grounded into 11 double plays this season. The 1-0 pitch. Tofflin swats it away, foul to the right side, out of play. Ballers and Vibes tied up. Bottom of the first, 0-0. 1 out. The runners are Booth and Linscott for Dane Tofflin, who's on a 4-game hit streak. 1 for 3 with a double in yesterday's game. The 1-1 from Reed with 6 on the timer is way inside. The fastball at 89. Four-seamer misses for ball 2. Tofflin, the team leader in RBI with 55. 8 of them against Oakland this year, hitting .327 against the Ballers. Better than a season average of .299. 2 on toss from Reed. 4 on the timer. He goes home, and that ball is bounced foul of Les Lancaster. That's L-E-S, Les Lancaster. He's the field manager of the Vibes in his 3rd year. Former pitching coach for Ogden. And he's helped this Vibes team to be solid in all 3 years, but still struggling to get them to really click as a team, especially these last 2 years. 2-2 from Reed is blasted high, deep, left field. If it's fair, it's gone. It is fair. It is a 3-run home run. That ball was arcing foul. From here, I hate to say it, but it did look fair. Down the line, 431 feet later, 108 off the bat. An absolute tank from Dane Tofflin, up to 58 RBI on the year, extends his hit streak to 5. It's his 3rd homer against Oakland this season, 10th of the season overall. And the Vibes get an early 3-run cushion thanks to Dane Tofflin. Brings up Austin Chenard, first pitch swinging, clouts it to center field. Buggs doesn't even have to move. Drifting over into the gap in right center barely, and then right back to his right, more towards straightaway center, makes the catch for out number 2. Well, this has been the story of the season for Reed. Just rough first innings. And it's just a matter of how he's pitched after that. Usually this season he's been phenomenal after the first. Line drive into left field, base hit on the first pitch to Himrick, the lefty. Goes Oppo for that single. So a 2-out base runner for the Vibes, up 3-0 in the bottom of the first against the Ballers. That'll bring up Garrett Kieber. Kieber 0 for 8 in the series and has really struggled against the Ballers in his career. Hit 167 against him last year when he was with NOCO. 190 this year for the Vibes against the Ballers, and he's a 304 hitter this season, but has struggled against Oakland. First pitch to the righties in the dirt from Butts to Tatum, who blocks it. The changeup at 81. It's 1-0. Runner at first is Himrick. 1-0 from Reed from the stretch. Fires. And that's flown into right field. Shallow. Santos makes the catch and then goes into a dive. Nice play by Isai out there in right to make sure that 3 is all that Rocky Mountain gets in the first inning. A 3-run bomb by Dane Tofflin, 1 of 3 hits in the inning for the Vibes as they leave 1. We go to the second. Vibes 3, Ballers nothing on 860 AM The Answer. Top of the second, Ballers trailing the Vibes 3-0. A 3-run bomb in the first by Dane Tofflin, pulled down the left field line, just snuck it inside the pole. According to home plate umpire Travis Schatzman, it's always a tough call, but it looked like he did a good job of tracking it and calling it as best he could. And again, I have a decent angle on it, but not good enough to have a fair say over whether I thought it was fair or foul, but it didn't look like, you can usually tell when a ball's foul. That one, I couldn't really tell that it was curving to the other side of the pole. It looked like it was probably on the fair side. And so it's 3-0 Vibes here in the top of the second. Christian Almanza will hope to kickstart the offense for Oakland in the inning against Peltier. First pitch is outside for ball 1. I mentioned Peltier had given up 2 homers to the Ballers this year. One was on July 4th here against the Ballers, and it was Christian Almanza who hit the game-winning solo shot in the 8th inning against Peltier. 1-0 is low and outside. That's a changeup from Peltier. It's 2-0. Almanza 5 for 10 in the series, 3 hits yesterday. Takes 2-0, too tall. It's 3-0. Went 2 for 6 on Tuesday, 3 for 4 yesterday with 5 RBI, his 5th game of the season with at least 5 ribbies. 5 on the timer. The pitch is right down center. 83-mile-an-hour pitch from Peltier. That might just be the fastball. It's a slow fastball if it is. 83 miles an hour. 3-1 fouled back. I think that's another fastball. 83, and Peltier threw it middle away. Almanza just couldn't quite come up with it. Peltier, not the hardest throwing lefty, that's for sure, and he's trying to keep the ball down. 3-2 pitch is outside to Almanza. Again, looked like a fastball, just off the dish. Second walk from Peltier. It is a sinker, I should say, not just your straight four-seam fastball. And now Peltier has to face the red-hot Cam Buford with the Vibes leading the Ballers in the top of the second. Nobody out runner on first. It's 3-0 Vibes. And Buford, 5 for 12 in the series and hitting .512 over his past 10 games. He's on a 10-game hit streak. First pitch to Cam is walloped high in the sky to left field. Lynn Scott coming in. Keeper going out the shortstop. And it's Lynn Scott who makes the catch and just barely foul ground left field for out number 1. 100 off the bat of Cam. Unfortunately, he got under it. And there's one away here in the top of the second. Cam got a fastball in, and because it was so far inside, Peltier was able to jam Buford and force him to pop it up. Still, I could see Buford hitting that down the line for extra bases, so it was only a matter of him just getting slightly under it and hitting a pop-up into left. Dylan Tatum up with one out. First pitch outside for ball 1. Ballers could benefit from some patience against Peltier, who has walked 2 through the opening 2 innings. Tatum 1 for 3 on Wednesday. This is his second start of the series behind the plate. 5 on the timer. Next toss, Tatum takes. It's called a ball. It's 2-0. That was low and inside. I wasn't sure at first glance because it popped out of the mid of Zuniga, the catcher, who, it should be said, the Ballers can definitely run on. Runners are 21 of 22 against Zuniga. He has only caught one man stealing. 5 on the timer. Pitch to Tatum is in. It is 3-0. And there is the patience that the Ballers are displaying against Peltier. Tatum has walked 30 times this season. Peltier on the year, only 20 walks in 41 2/3 innings. 3 on the timer. His 3-0 pitch is just south of the zone. 72. No, that's 83. I was looking at the previous pitch. That was the fastball south. And there's 2 walks in the inning for Oakland. That brings up Lou Helmick as the tying run. Top of the second inning. 3-0 Rocky Mountain. So they look to back up their pitcher, Reed Butts, who gave up 3 in the bottom of the first with a Dane Toughlin home run. Maybe Oakland has a 3-run homer in store here. First pitch to Helmick. Outside. Called a ball. Trackman's lagging a little bit today. Unless that's really where it missed south of the zone. Either way, it is a ball. It's 1-0 on Helmick, who is the team's best hitter with runners in scoring position, a .400 average. 3 on the timer, 2-1 pitch. Helmick swings and misses at a good breaking ball. Well, now Trackman's just not updating for me. So I'm going to reload it. I'm going to guess the Wi-Fi's down. Big surprise. 5 on the timer, the 1-1 pitch to Lou Helmick. Is a called strike on the outside corner. 1-2 on Lou, who went 2 for 4 yesterday unofficially with 2 RBI. That's because I am part of the cause, fighting to give Lou a 3rd hit yesterday. It was called an error on the second baseman, Dooley. It allowed him to play 2 runs in the 3rd inning. 1-2 pitch. Helmick holds up at a pitch outside. An appeal to 3rd. He did not go, says 3rd base umpire Zach Dart. You could see Lou successfully hold his hands back from going there. Helmick has driven in 18 against the Vibes this season. On 2-2, he bounces one slowly to second. Only plays to first for Garcia, as Almanza and Tatum are now both in scoring position at 3rd and 2nd, respectively. It's a 4-3 putout for Garcia, and it brings up Darryl Buggs, the 2nd, who hopes to get Oakland on the board here with 2 outs in the top of the 2nd inning. Ballers trailing the Vibes 3-0 with 2 outs in the bottom of the 2nd. Almanza at 3rd, Tatum at 2nd. Buggs 4 for 9 in the series with 3 hits on Tuesday. Peltier steps off before the first pitch to Buggs. Corners are drawn in here for the Vibes. They've seen Buggs bunt for a hit successfully in this series. First pitch to Buggs is way outside, 1-0. That was nowhere close. That was in the other batter's box. The left-handed batter's box, painted pink tonight for Strikeout Breast Cancer Night in Colorado Springs. Almanza at third, Tatum at second. Bugs trying to bring them both in with 2 outs. He pops one up, but that's foul and out of play. Onto the Coca-Cola courtyard. Bounces off of a fan. Hot pink, really magenta shirt sprinkled throughout Block Tickets Park. Handed out pregame. I received one. Much appreciated. 1-1 Bugs fouls it off to the right, 1-2. It's always good to support breast cancer awareness and have a night like this where the Vibes will be not only wearing pink jerseys but also auctioning them off post-game with those proceeds going towards breast cancer research. 2 in scoring position for Bugs with 2 outs, but it's 1-2. And the pitch from Peltier is called a ball low that's challenged. And unfortunately, because I have no Wi-Fi, I have no idea whether that was a strike or not. Zuniga challenged it. It is. Confirmed a ball. Nice. Must have been a close miss. Again, my Wi-Fi is not working, so I can't even double check it on my own TrackMan. 2-2 pitch. Bugs takes way down low. It's 3-2. Nice fight from Bugsy here. Three-two, 2 outs. Open base at first, but Peltier's already walked 2 in the inning. He doesn't want to walk the bases loaded for Cobb. His 3-2 pitch to Bugs is blasted deep to left center field. Booth going back. He looks up. It is off the top of the wall. Bugs is heading for third. The throw from Booth is not nearly in time. It's a 2-out, 3-2 triple off the very top of the tall wall in left center. Darryl Bugs the second with his team leading 5th triple of the year, and Aaron Miles thinks it should be a homer. He's talking with third base umpire Zach Dart, questioning the ground rules here at Block Tickets Park. As it stands, Bugs puts Oakland back in the game with the 2-out, 3-2 pitch, 2-run triple off the top of the wall, and now the umpires will talk. That is, as it stands, the new single-season triples record for Darryl Bugs the second. Peyton Harden last year had 4. Bugs has 5 with that 3-bagger off the very top. I mean, it danced off the top of the wall. Except it's no longer a triple. It is out of here. Bugs is all smiles as he touches home with his 5th home run of the year. A game-tying blast here in the top of the second inning. I skipped like a record right there. I don't know why I second-guessed myself as Cobb takes a strike. It's 0-1. So now, sorry, Darryl Bugs, you no longer have the triple record. You'll have to hit another one for that. As Cobb laces one to left field, this is down. Cobb wants extra bases. He rounds first. He's heading for second. This might be a tough play. No close play at second base. It's a double for Cobb. Back-to-back extra base hits for the Ballers with 2 outs in the top of the second inning. A 3-run homer for Darryl Bugs the second. And now a double for Tremaine Cobb Jr. And those walks for Peltier have killed him. 2 walks in the inning, and then the homer by Bugs. Now Cobb at second, and Santos at the dish, the 7th hitter of the inning. First pitch to the lefty is outside, 1-0. My, how the turntables have turned. The Ballers do pick up rebuts here in the top of the second inning, tying the game. 7 on the timer, pitch from Peltier to Santos. Is popped up, shallow right field. Himrick is actually medium deep when he makes the catch for out number 3. Oakland with a pair of hits in the inning, 2 extra base hits, the double by Cobb, and the game-tying 3-run bomb off the top of the wall for Darryl Bugs the second. Oakland ties it in the top of the second inning. We go to the bottom of the second, 3-3 between Oakland and Rocky Mountain on 860 AM The Answer. The ball. Understand that the home run, the reason it was overturned, it hit the pitch clock and then came back into the field of play as Tristan Garcia takes a first. Bottom of the second inning, 3-3, Ballers and Vibes. Garcia, the lefty, lines one into left field, but Helmick had it played perfect. Oh boy. Garcia's at second. That's an error. Yep. Yeah, Lou. He had it played perfectly, and then he came in. He should have stepped back, and he tried to jump and catch it, and could not. So it's an error on him. Runner on second with nobody out. Here's Alonso Zuniga. First pitch to him is high and away. But again, the Ballers tie it in the top of the second inning. Darryl Buggs, the center fielder, hits it off of the pitch clock. That's positioned above the tall wall in left center field, just to the left of straightaway center. Pitch inside to Zuniga. It's 2-0. And it's tough to kind of tell, I guess, if you're an umpire, where it actually hits, whether it's the top of the wall or that pitch clock. It's right there on top of the wall as that's fouled off by Zuniga over to the right. A fan. Oh, there was a fan in the bleachers who just tried to snare that ball in his cap and then fell his caboose after failing to get that foul ball. It's 2-1 on Zuniga. His first start of the series. 5 on the timer. Pitch from Butts. Zuniga takes high and away. The Butts change it. Zuniga last start was Saturday at Missoula. 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. He's hitting .283 in his first 21 games. Has a vibe, and on 3-1 he fouls it off to the right, out of play, 3-2. Zuniga pitched yesterday in a blowout game. The Vibes needed a position player to come in and cover the top of the ninth, and Zuniga did the job, allowing a Tyler Lozano bases clearing double. Payoff from Reed with a runner at second is fanned on and missed. Miles an hour from Reed, the four-seamer north of the zone. Good enough for his second K. One down. Garcia still at second in the bottom of the second inning. Game tied at 3. Back to the top of the lineup for Carter Booth. Oh my goodness, I almost forgot. Baseball history. August 15th, 2025, that's today. Swing and a miss from Booth. 80 miles an hour from Butts there. Good changeup, nothing in one. On Oakland Athletics 6, New York Yankees 4. Squaring to bunt is Booth. He drops it down in front of the plate. Tatum picks it up. His throw to first. What are the Vibes doing? Another bunt? It's a sacrifice, right? Sacrifice, yeah. SH. They moved the runner. SH, sacrifice it, yeah. SH. Yes, sorry. Oh, right, he's saying, text me. First pitch is a ball. I was just making sure. It is a sacrifice hit. Is that challenged by Oakland? It must be. That's not going to be overturned. That was a ball. And both teams have missed an early challenge. As both teams have missed a challenge in the early going. It was just south of the zone. I believe it was challenged by Dylan Tatum, but I looked away, so I'm not sure. That's grounded to third. Oh, nice play by Leahy. He scoops it and throws to first in time. That was a tough hop for Leahy, but he makes the play, and Garcia, after reaching on an error, is stranded at third. No hits, no runs, one left for the Vibes in the bottom of the second. Tied at 3, heading the answer. Welcome back to Colorado Springs in the top of the third inning. I dropped the ball in the bottom of the second, so with the score tied at 3 here in the top of the third, here from Colorado, say it's this day in Oakland baseball history. August 15th, 1971, A's beat the Yankees 6-4. Now, what's the importance of this just 6-4? His record on the year to 22-4. He masterfully scattered 10 hits and scored the tie-breaking run on a wild pitch. Hello, Zach St. Pierre. He finished the season at 24-8 with a 1.82 ERA. He was not only but also the AL MVP. First pitch to Nick Leahy is a called strike on the outside corner. That was a good pitch from Peltier. I think it was the changeup there. It's 0-1. Actually, that moved a little bit more like a slider. Just didn't have a lot of break on it. As Leahy swings and misses over another one of those breaking pitches. 0-2. Beat the Yankees. Improved to 22-4. Would spend 9 years in Oakland and was a 3-time World Series champ with the A's. Ground ball to the right side. That's through for Leahy. Base hit. Vida Blue that won those 3 titles in 3 straight. From 72 to 74, all 3 of those seasons. Runner on first now after the Leahy single to lead off the top of the third. There's the fourth at the dish, who lined out to right field his last time up. 3-3 game in the top of the third. I found this was the interesting thing in my research about his career. It's about who he was drafted by. As Harris swings and misses 0-1. He was drafted by the Kansas City Athletics he moved over with the team. Harris hits one high in the sky center field. Booth is there. Backs up a few steps. Camped. Caught it. There's one away. Second fly out for Harris. Rest in peace, Vida Blue. As we wrap up this day in Oakland baseball history, he turned 73, and then in 2023. Of course, had a complicated history, but was definitely one of the best pitchers of his generation. Here's Christian Almanza takes a ball off the plate. Breaking ball outside. It's 1-0. Ballers and Vibes tied 3-3 with one out in the top of the third. Runner at first is Leahy. 7 on missed. Fastball at 85 right down center, and Almanza missed it. And how could a hitter be late on an 85-mile-an-hour fastball? Well, when your other pitchers are in the low 1-1, Almanza takes a 76-mile-an-hour breaking ball in the dirt, 2-1. Almanza, first time up, walked against Peltier. That walk of Almanza and the walk to Tatum in that inning really bit Peltier when Darryl Buggs II blasted a 3-run homer off the pitch clock in just about left center field. Closer to straightaway center than left field. Almanza out of play. Towards the berm. Oh, and another fan just tried to make a catch with his hat, but he could not. At least I think it's his hat. No, what is he holding in his hand? Oh, his glove. Oh, he's got the glove. To be fair, he was trying to make a basket-style catch while walking up the stairs. I'm very cruel to him. 2-2. Almanza hits it sharply, right field foul. Just past first and into the Rocky Mountain Vibes bullpen. Not me grilling a guy for not catching a ball while walking up the stairs and trying to catch it like Willie Mays. Another 2-2 from the lefty. Peltier to the left-handed hitting Almanza is swung on and bounced to the right side and through past Leahy and into right. Leahy stops at second smartly as Himrick gets it in quickly. Picked by Garcia. His toss in. Leahy at second. Almanza has his 6th hit of the series. He's 6 for 11 against the Vibes here in Colorado Springs this week. Almanza now has a 3-game hit streak. And he is at 21 hits against this Vibes team this year. Here is Cam Buford. Oh, I see what is happening, I think, with the stream. As Buford pops one into right field. Medium deep. And it is Leahy tags for third. Himrick's throw is not strong enough to get Leahy, who is in there. Runners at the corners with 2 outs here in the top of the third. So I will apologize real quick to our listeners on YouTube if the stream gets lost for a second. But I think I need to reconnect. First pitch of Dylan Tatum is a strike on the outer half. Nothing in 1. All right, should be good now on YouTube. Audio was laggy on the YouTubes because it was connected to the Wi-Fi here in the press box, which is for some reason worse than my own personal hotspot. Should be back up and running now as Tatum swings and misses at the 0-1 pitch. A breaking ball low and in. Looks like the slider from Peltier. Nicely thrown. And Tatum's way behind, 0-2. He calls time before this 0-2 pitch. Men at the corners. Tatum, good hitter against lefties, good hitters with runners in scoring position. .391 average with RISP. That's 25 for 64. That is the second best on the team behind Lou Helmick. Hits with Leahy at third and Almanza at first. With 2 outs, the 0-2 pitch is foul tipped just off the cap of the bat for Tatum, and it rolls harmlessly towards the Ballers' dugout on the third base side. Ballers and Vibes tied 3-3 in the top of the third inning. 2 outs. The men at the corners are Leahy and Almanza. Tatum walked his first time, but very little chance of that here. Nothing in 2-pitch from Peltier with 4 on the timer is high and tight. 86-mile-an-hour fastball. Peltier tried to dial it up a tad and missed wildly. Tatum is second on the team with his 66 RBI this season. Includes an 8 RBI game on Saturday against Yuba Sutter. 5 on the timer. Peltier pitches. Tatum takes way outside. Good frame from Zuniga, but that pitch, which I'm honestly unsure of which is the slider and which is the curveball from Peltier. But whatever it was well outside. Try to backdoor Tatum. It did not work, and it's 2-2. 6 on the timer. Peltier sets from the stretch, comes home, and Tatum fouls it off. That's into the bleachers and onto the Coca-Cola courtyard. Tatum against Rocky Mountain this year, hitting .484 with 13 RBI. 3 homers, 3 doubles against this Rocky Mountain team. Another 2-2 pitch from Peltier, and it's thrown to first. I don't know where he thinks Christian Almanza's going. The answer, right back to the bag. The light pink bag today on Breast Cancer Awareness Day. Pink out to strike out breast cancer. Leahy gets his lead at third. 2-2 to Tatum once more. Peltier pitches. Tatum takes in the dirt, 3-2. Remember when it was 0-2 and I said a walk would be very unlikely? It's a lot more likely now as Almanza will get the head start here. Not Leahy, though, at third. He wouldn't need a head start to score, but a base hit here could plate 2 for Tatum. He's worked it full. The 3-2 pitch. Tatum strikes out. Foul tip into the mitt of Zuniga. 85-mile-an-hour fastball on the outer half, and Peltier picks up his first K in a prime position to do so. Stranding Ballers at the corners. 2 hits, no runs in the inning for Oakland. We go to the bottom of the third. It's 3-3, Oakland and Rocky Mountain. On 860 AM, The Answer. It is the bottom of the third inning, 3-3 between the Ballers and the Vibes. And Reed Botch will face Lynn Scott, Tofflin, Chenard, 3, 4, and 5 in this bottom of the third. I'm Nevada Cullen with Vince back in our 860 AM The Answer studios. And you know what? Sometimes I get hungry. That's right. It is time in the bottom of the third inning for Nevada's culinary curiosities. Where did it take me today? Well, it was none other than Rock City Cafe. I went with my friend Ethan Ibe, who you might have heard on the broadcast yesterday, the secondary broadcaster for the Rocky Mountain Vibes, the primary broadcaster in my heart. It was right by my hotel, actually, and it had very good ratings, and so I decided to, well, Ethan actually picked it out, but I was very happy to indulge in a breakfast burrito this morning at Rock City Cafe. The first pitch is lined into left center field off of Reed Butts. Bugs trying to cut it off, and he can't, as making his way to second is Lynn Scott with a double. Bugs did all he could, but could only knock the ball down. And it's a leadoff double for Lynn Scott here in the bottom of the third. So, Nevada's culinary curiosities today took us to Rock City Cafe, where Ethan had a breakfast burrito that, I kid you not, was the size of a newborn baby. Yes, that's right. When someone asks me how big my newborn baby is when I become a dad for the first time, I will say, well, it's about the size of a Rock City Cafe breakfast burrito. Here's Dane Tofflin swearing to bunt. That's right, the guy who just hit a 3-run homer, yeah, he just bunted and pulled back at ball 1. 3-3 game here in the bottom of the third inning. Les Lancaster, no joke, loves his small ball. So Ethan's burrito was huge. I got what was called the sissy burrito, which is really just the size of a normal burrito. But I think that's how they try to get you to get the more expensive one, as Tofflin fouls it back 1-1. But my sissy burrito was delicious. It had sausage, potatoes, eggs, cheese, I think some probably tomato in there, and the highlight of the dish, what really took it over the top, were the green chilies. 1-1 pitch to Tofflin from Reed Butts is fouled back 1-2. That was hit onto the sweet seats above us in the press box over to the right. But, man, these green chilies, they really packed a punch. It was towards the end, after I had had a lot of them, I had to kind of scrape a few to the side and be like, I'm going to watch out for my stomach here and not eat those. And I have to say, this burrito, even the sissy burrito, was incredibly filling. I basically just had a chicken tender for dinner tonight. Line drive right field. Santos makes the sliding catch for out number 1. And then airmails Cobb, but that's okay because that prevents the runner Linscott from going to third. How about the outfield defense from Oakland so far in this game? As Santos makes a nice feet-first sliding catch over towards the right field line. It was semi-risky, but he did what he had to do to make the play for out number 1. So there's only one question now with Austin Chenard coming to the plate here in the bottom of the third inning. 1 out, runner at second is Linscott. Tie game 3-3. First pitch is a strike at the bottom of the zone. 89-mile-an-hour four-seamer from Reed. 0-1. Does it scran that breakfast burrito from Rock City Cafe? The answer, yes. It scrans. It was delicious. A great breakfast, so filling. Harris crashes towards second on a daylight play, but Butts comes home and misses low with the changeup. It's 1-1. But yeah, I would recommend Rock City Cafe. It was a nice vibe. Whoa, not that kind of vibe. Not like the Rocky Mountain vibes. But the food was good. And on Nevada's Culinary Curiosities, it's a big win after the sushi debacle. As the pitch is low, 2-1. I learned my lesson. No more sushi in Colorado Springs, but yes to the breakfast burritos. Definitely one of the better breakfast burritos I've had. I'm no Austin Wells, but I am somewhat of a connoisseur. 2-1 swung on a miss. That is a beautiful changeup tucked at the bottom of the zone by Butts. And Chenard swings and misses. It's 2-2. Chenard in this game, a fly out to center field. 9 for 32, hitting just below 290 against Oakland this season with 4 RBI, 2 doubles, and a homer. Butts, with 10 on the pitch clock, comes set. Chenard, the righty, readies himself, but Butts spins to second to make sure that Linscott doesn't get greedy. And then Butts toes the rubber once more. The bump has actually been spray painted pink today. 2-2. That's grounded down the third baseline, touched foul by Dylan Tatum. That would have been a swinging bunt single for Austin Chenard. But Tatum did a great job to touch it as soon as it rolled foul. Gets a little pat on the chest from Travis Schatzman. I feel almost as if Schatzman, because of his proximity to Tatum, slowed Tatum down in trying to get to that ball. And so that might have been Travis Schatzman, the crew chief, apologizing to Tatum. Chenard, the second-year vibe, third year in the Pioneer League. Spent a couple years, parts of 2023 and 24 at the Grand Junction before joining the Vibes last season, midway through. 2-2 pitch from Butts to Chenard, and it is just inside. Fastball at 88. It's 3-2. These two did not cross paths. Reed Butts was a Rocky Mountain Vibe back in 2023. Did not start. Only appeared out of the bullpen for the Vibes. His payoff pitch is lifted in the air to left field. That's not very deep. Oh, it's a lot deeper than I thought, though. Lou Helmick makes the catch just shy of the track in left center field. And tagging from second is Linscott, rather. I mean, when I tell you I didn't think it was very deep, I saw Lou Helmick kind of nonchalantly jogging to that ball. I'm almost surprised he got there. 364 feet to left center. That won't get it out here. You got to hit it about 400 feet to get it out to left center here in Colorado Springs. But that ball jumped off the bat a lot further than I thought. It was a changeup that was left over the plate by Reed, and Chenard just missed a home run there. Brings up Hank Hemrick. Singled first pitch last time. First pitch here almost hits him. That was the breaking ball from Reed. It did not break. It's 1-0 on Hemrick. 2 outs. Runner at third is Linscott. Butts trying to keep the game tied at 3 in the bottom of the third. 7 on the timer. Butts delivers. Hemrick takes a called ball that was at the top of the zone. As the third missed call against Reed today. 2-0 the count. Lefty-lefty battle. Hemrick swings and pops it up on the infield. Harrison Almanza, who wants it? First and second baseman converge. Harris backs up and makes the catch for out number 3. Reed Butts gives up a leadoff double, but that's all she wrote for Rocky Mountain in the bottom of the third inning. We go to the fourth, all tied at 3 between the Ballers and the Vibes on 860 AM. The Answer. Top of the fourth. It's a 3-3 game between the Ballers and the Vibes. I'm Nevada Cullen with Vince back in our 860 AM The Answer studio tonight. And I think it's time to hop on a plane, everyone. That's right. Let's go east to a town called Wheatfield, New York. It's the hometown of the lefty starter for the Vibes, Tom Peltier. He's from Wheatfield. But where is Wheatfield? Well, it is a town in Niagara County, New York, which means it is 20 minutes east of Niagara Falls, New York, 30 minutes north of Buffalo. Wheatfield in upstate New York. And Peltier actually continued his baseball career by staying in New York originally for college, staying in upstate New York, as Lou Helmick tries to bunt for a hit but fouls it off of himself. Takes a quick peek back. What is this, the bunt series? What have we reversed back in time? Are we in 1984, 1974, 63? I don't know. It just feels like that because of all the bunts I've seen in this series. Anyways, Peltier pitched at Canisius College in Buffalo for 5 seasons. After he, of course, is from that area of the country, Wheatfield, New York. Population, it's a pretty small town. As of 2010, it was 18,000. 0-1, Helmick not bunting this time, takes a strike on the outside half. 84-mile-an-hour fastball, and it's 0-2 from the lefty Peltier, the Wheatfield native. It's unsurprising that the name Wheatfield sounds from the agricultural use of the town lands, the growing of wheat. Helmick laces one softly to second, picked up by Garcia, his throw to first in time to get Lou. Second time that Lou is grounded out to second against the lefty Peltier. 1 out, top of the 4th inning. 3-3 game, Ballers and Vibes, says we conclude the wide world of baseball by talking about some notable people from Wheatfield, New York. First, there's Adam Clendenning, former NHL hockey player. Born in Niagara Falls, but raised in Wheatfield. Infield comes in here against Bugs. First pitch outside, 1-0. Bold to play in against a guy who hit a 3-run homer in the second, but they also know that he has bunted for a hit in this series. That could lead to more hits for Bugs if he's able to do that more often. 1-0 is low, 2-0. Not only can he successfully bunt for a hit maybe now after showing that earlier in the series, but we could also be talking about, with those corners pinched, more hits through the 3-4 hole or 5-6 hole or down the lines. 2-0 to Bugs is called a strike, I think. That was a ball, low. Yeah, called a strike. It's 2-1. There's one more person I want to mention from Wheatfield as Bugs swings and misses at the changeup. 2-2. It is a name that you may have heard of if you're older than me. John Wayne Bobbitt graduated from Niagara Wheatfield Senior High School in 1985. Bugs puts a charge into 1 out to right field, but it hangs up for Hemrick, and it's caught. 2 down. I will not talk about the life of John Wayne Bobbitt. Let's just say he was in an unfortunate relationship. Oh, man. If you know, you know. My uncle told me the story of Mr. Bobbitt. Here's Tremaine Cobb Jr. First pitch to him is low, 1-0. 2 outs, base is empty in the top of the 4th inning. Ballers at Vibes, tied 0-0. Nice outing so far from Peltier, who's allowed just 4 hits and 3 runs. Cobb takes a strike, bottom of the zone. That's another missed call from Travis Schatzman. Did just miss low and in, though, so I'm not going to really fault him for that. It's a close enough pitch. 7 on the timer. From the windup, Peltier, the lefty, comes home, and Cobb bounces it towards third. Backhanded by Dooley. His throw across the diamond in time for out number 3. It's a 1-2-3, top of the 4th for Peltier, who has retired 5 straight ballers. As we go to the bottom of the 4th, it is Oakland 3, Rocky Mountain 3. This is Oakland baseball on 860 AM The Answer. Bottom of the 4th, 3-3 game here in Colorado Springs. Ballers and Vibes tied up in the bottom of the 4th inning. 7-8-9, Keeper, Garcia, and Zuniga due up against Reed Butts. I'm Nevada Cullen. Vince back in our 860 AM The Answer studios. And Reed, the Rockford native, pitching in the place in which he started his pro career. Reed Butts was a Rocky Mountain Vibe back in 2023 under Les Lancaster. 5.82 ERA, 1-1 record, 31 appearances, 1 save, 38 2/3 innings. Did not start a game. 47 hits, 22 walks, and 33 strikeouts. Faces Garrett Keeber here, who also has changed teams in his Pioneer League career. He was an Owl last year in NOCO as he takes low and away. Ball 1 from Reed. The changeup outside. 1-0 pitch is outside as well. The fastball at 88, 2-0. Reed Butts was traded from Rocky Mountain to Oakland in the Pioneer League Florida tryout camp. 2-0 swung on and missed. It's 2-1. Basically, Oakland was like, yeah, we want Reed Butts. We'll give up our 7th pick in the 1st round. You guys can have, you as in Rocky Mountain, can have the 2nd pick in the 1st round of the tryout draft. 2-1. is launched on a line, left center field. This is down. This looks like extra bases for Garrett Keeber. Bugs gets to it quickly, but goes for the cutoff man Cobb, who's shaded towards third. And that's the second straight inning with a leadoff double for the Vibes after Lynn Scott's leadoff two-bagger in the third. Runner on second for the Vibes to start the fourth. They've had the leadoff man on in each of the first 4 innings tonight. That's their 5th hit and their 3rd extra base hit, a homer and 2 doubles for the Vibes in this game. Here's Tristan Garcia, who reached on an error by Lou Helmick out and left. That was to lead off the 2nd inning. Low stance for the lefty. 4 on the timer. Pitch from Butts is way too tall. It's 1-0. So, yes, Reed was traded because the Ballers wanted him to be a starter for them, as Garcia fouls it off to the left, 1-1. But part of the reason Reed was went to Oakland was because, Tyler Peterson also was going from Rocky Mountain to Oakland at the same time, and everyone knows that Tyler and Reed are a package deal, as those two have been associated with the same team for the last few years. 1-1 is lifted foul off to left field. That's just onto the berm. 1-2 on Garcia. But that trade ended up being one of the best moves that Oakland could have made before their inaugural season, as Butts has now made 24 starts as a Baller, 6.59 ERA last year as a reliever and a starter. This year as a full-time starter, a 5.66. 1-2 is just low, 87-mile-an-hour four-seamer, 2-2. And Reed has had a lot of success against his former squad this season with a 2-0 record, a 2.31 ERA, just 3 earned runs allowed over his first 11 2/3 innings. Garcia strikes out, pitch in the dirt. Tatum picks it up, looks towards second, throws to first for the out, and Butts has his 3rd K. Getting Garcia with a pitch in the dirt. That's a nice changeup from Reed for out number 1. Butts will come check on Dylan Tatum. Tatum's okay. Well, hold on. Oh, yes, Tatum's okay. The home plate umpire, Travis Schatzman, was waving someone out, the ball boy, the bat boy, to bring some baseballs. That's what was happening. 1 out, 3-3 game, bottom of the 4th. Keeper at second. Now it's Alonzo Zuniga, the 9-hitter. Zuniga's first time against Butts struck out swinging. Just kind of waved wildly at a high fastball. First pitch this time to Zuniga is low and outside for a ball, 1-0. I do like the bat today for Zuniga. He's gone with the pink lumber to match the pink jerseys for breast cancer awareness. A strikeout breast cancer night here at the Yard, Block Tickets Park. Pitch high and away from Reed, 87-mile-an-hour fastball, and it's 2-0 on Zuniga. Butts 8 wins this season, the Ballers franchise record for a single season. Grabbed that 2 starts ago against Yuba Sutter. It's also tied for second in the league with Gary Grosjean of Idaho Falls. 2-0 pitch is an off-speed pitch that's popped foul off to the right into the bleachers. It's about halfway up the red-backed bleachers and most of the way up the stands on the first base side. It's 2-1 on Zuniga. Butts is set in the stretch. The lefty comes home. And there's another ball hit back foul. Another good changeup from Reed. Did leave it a little too far down the middle, but Zuniga just could foul it off, and that's all. Runner at second is Keeber. 2-2 pitch with 1 out to Zuniga, the righty. Butts fires. It's flown foul, spoiled by Zuniga off the roof of the building, which contains some sweet seats and has the Coca-Cola Courtyard sign affixed to the front. Still 2-2 on Zuniga. 3-3 game, bottom of the 4th. Pitch from Butts is lined into left field. Helmick comes in, makes the belt high catch, and then whips it back to second. But Keeber's easily there safely. There are 2 away. Nice job by Zuniga with 2 strikes to take a Butts changeup that was only about a few inches to a foot off the ground and still somehow stroke it on a line out to left field. 94 off the bat. However, it is merely out. Number 2, Carter Booth is given the free pass here, an intentional walk, so that Butts can face a lefty in Dooley. That is the second walk of the game for Reed. And it makes it so that there is a force at any base, any square bag that is. First and second, 2 outs, bottom of the 4th, Ty Dooley will hit instead of Booth. Lefty-lefty matchup. This is what Butts would rather have here to try to exit the inning without any damage. 3 on the timer. First pitch to Dooley is high at 85. The fastball just missed for ball 1. Dooley signed on July 14th, so he's only been with this team a month. He's driven in 9, .313 hitter, the lefty from Elgin, South Carolina. Butts delivers, and that's fouled off to left field towards the pretty full berm tonight. A lot of kids over there. Out of play, 1-1. Dooley was a Wareham gateman last year in the Cape Cod League. 1-1. Dooley takes. That's just south of the zone. A ball. Four-seamer at 86. 2-1. He was there with my friend Ethan Ibe, who was the broadcaster for the Wareham Gatemen. A very respected team on Cape Cod. 2-1 pitch to Dooley. Swung on and missed. Changeup from Reed. It's 2-2. Went with the lefty-on-lefty changeup. Don't think I've seen Reed throw him a breaking ball. Could this be the spot for the slider? 2 on the timer. Butts goes home and gets a ground ball foul. Runners were creeping there. Keeper the runner at second, Booth at first. They were getting a little jumpy on the bags. Perhaps a bit unnecessarily. I don't think it's unless you know you have it stolen, probably not a good idea to run to third base with a lefty at the plate. 2-2 pitch from Reed again. Outside, the fastball at 87 missed. It's 3-2. I believe that was the four-seam from Butts, who does sport a four-seamer and a sinker, also a changeup and a slider. Runners get the head start here. 3-2 two-out pitch to Dooley in a tie game in the bottom of the 4th. It is low. Tatum can't find it, but that's because it's at his feet. He blocked it. So the intentional walk sort of backfires here because now Reed has to pitch with the bases loaded and 2 outs and has to face Sam Linscott, who, I mean, Booth hadn't done anything against Reed today. Linscott has 2 hits against Butts, extending his hit streak to 4. It's his 6th multi-hit game already against Oakland this year. The team leader in hits with now 110 and leader in doubles with 19, has driven in 53 this season. And has the bases juiced here, 3-3, bottom of the 4th, 2 outs. First pitch to Linscott, bounced in, and nice job by Dylan Tatum to use the chest protector to smother it. It's 1-0. That was the changeup by Butts, did not get the chase from Linscott. Linscott is a .374 hitter. That is 10th in the league. Hitting just .266 against Oakland this year, but is hitting well in this series. 6 on the timer. Pitch from Reed is off the fist into center field. Butts coming in, has to make the running catch. He didn't even have to dive for out number 3. Darryl Buggs II having himself a game, just robbed Sam Linscott of a hit right there with his speed. And Reed Butts leaves him loaded in the bottom of the 4th. Just the double in the inning, the lone hit, and the bases are left stranded, loaded by Reed Butts. To the 5th we march, 3-3, Oakland and Rocky Mountain on 860 AM The Answer. Game tied at 3, top of the 5th inning here from Colorado Springs. The Ballers and Vibes tied at 3. Santos, Leahy, Harris due up against Peltier in the top of the 5th. Vibes are happy to see their lefty giving them some length because their roster of pitchers is down to, I counted before the game, 11 pitchers on the active roster. Malik Bin's out with suspension, who has been great against Oakland this year. And then another player was just released by Rocky Mountain as Santos takes low for ball 1. 1-0. We start the top of the 5th inning. The pitcher released by Rocky Mountain just, I believe it was yesterday or today, Kelvin Perez, who just made his Rocky Mountain debut on Wednesday against Oakland. Santos takes in 82-mile-an-hour fastball, 2-0. Kelvin Perez, the native of Venezuela, the former Blue Jays and Braves minor leaguer, only made one appearance for Rocky Mountain before being released, as Santos takes in 3-0. And sadly, the reason is a social media post that was on his wife's story about housing. 3-0 pitch to Santos is outside for ball 4. So Peltier with his 4th walk, a leadoff free pass issued to Santos here in the top of the 5th in a 3-3 game. But here's what the post reads from Kelvin Perez's wife on her Instagram story. Can anyone please host my husband, Kelvin Perez, in Colorado Springs? We're looking for a host family urgently because the team does not provide housing. Kelvin currently has nowhere to go in this state, and with his new team, the Rocky Mountain Vibes. First pitch to Nick Leahy is high and away. 5 straight misses from Peltier. It's 1-0. He has no bed for tonight or the next nights while he plays, said Kelvin's wife. 8 on the timer. Next pitch to Leahy is a strike. Finally, the first to hit the zone, right down the middle, the fastball at 81, 1-1. Kelvin's wife said he was never told that he would need to find his own housing, as other teammates have host family, but he does not. Trying to find him a place to stay in the meantime, as Leahy swings and misses over an off-speed pitch. It's 1-2. And that was the post that eventually, one way or another, led to Kelvin Perez's release from the team. It's a bad look on the Vibes, but if you really think through it, the problem was sort of unavoidable. It's a tough way to put this. 1-2 pitch to Leahy is bounced to second, double play chance. Flip to second for 1, throw to first. That's in time to get Leahy. It's a 4-6-3 double play, turned by the Vibes. 2 down here in the top of the 5th. 3-3 your score. But here's one way to look at it is, okay, the Vibes, they provide host families for the players, not housing. But if you're a player who joins midway through the season, there's not always, some players are in and out. There's not always a room with a host family. And so those players would then have to find their own housing. First pitch to Danny Harris with 2 outs is inside, 1-0. So don't get me wrong, it's a shame, and it is a bad look on Rocky Mountain that they weren't able to find a place for Kelvin Perez and then released him after that social media post. 1-0. Harris bounces it to short, backhand Kieber. His throw to first is low and then picked out by Tofflin on one long hop for out number 3. Well, we wish the best to Kelvin Perez, and we hope that he can find a new place to play that can find him housing. Best wishes to Kelvin. We head to the bottom of the 5th, halfway through here from Colorado Springs. Game tied at 3 on 860 AM The Answer. Really nice thing that the Vibes do before the start of the bottom of the 5th inning, a salute to veterans and those who have served, maybe are serving. And it was cool to see today as the players and coaches saluted with their caps. Ooh. I'll look at it. I'll look at it. I have no idea. Ethan's asking me a trivia question that I have to look at. But anyways, cool moment because not only did the players salute all the veterans who might live here, but also they saluted none other than the grandfather of Connor Richardson, who is here for one more game. That is Gary with his wife Maxine, the grandparents of Connor Richardson, catching one more baseball game and hoping to see Chewy pitch tonight. First pitch is low. Ball 1 to Dane Tofflin to start this bottom of the 5th. Game tied at 3 between the Vibes and the Ballers. I want to salute, thank you to all the Ballers fans out there that have served. I know one I met yesterday, Bill Greenslade, served in the Army. So we thank you, Bill, for your service. Pitch low to Tofflin, 2-0. He has a 3-run homer and a line out to right field today. So what was my friend Ethan asking me? Let's see. He has this trivia question that he likes to do. He's on Twitter, swinging a miss 2-1. On Twitter at Ethan Ibe, and he usually posts the Ibe exam for each game, and fans can weigh in with the answer. 2-1 pitch is lined into left center field, and now all 5 innings the Vibes have gotten the leadoff man on. Fortunately, this is just a single for Tofflin, who has a 2-hit ball game. So the question from Ethan today, Vibes baseball hitting coach Ernie Yake, who is a former Vibes player, is an alum of Gonzaga University. Who is the all-time home run king among MLB players who have also played for Gonzaga? Hint, active from 2003 to 13, 3-time All-Star, Rookie of the Year, Canadian. First pitch is low to Austin Chenard. It's 1-0. I've got no clue. Someone in the comments, if you think you have a guess to that trivia question from my friend Ethan, swing and a miss, it's 1-1. Feel free to put it in the YouTube chat, but I don't know a former player. Tyler Peterson bringing in with Jason Bay, which I think might be correct. Pitch low, throw down is not in time. Got away from Tatum. I have to see if that's a wild pitch or a pass ball. Either way, the Vibes do get a man in scoring position with nobody out, just like they have each of the past 4 innings. So Tofflin moves up to second on that pitch in the dirt. It's 2-1. It is called a pass ball. I think that's fair. There's a strike from Reed. Change up on the inside corner. It's 2-2. So runner on second, nobody out. Top of the 5th inning. Reed doing everything he can to keep this game tied. You know he wants his 9th win of the year. 3 on the timer. Pitch with 2-2 is popped up right field. Santos, it's carrying. Taking him to the track, still backing up, catches it just shy of the track. He hauls it in for out number 1 as Tofflin easily tags for third on Chenard's flyout. He's 0 for 3 now today with 3 flyouts, 1 to each fielder, as he got a high changeup from Reed and hit it out to right field pretty deep, 348 feet. But it is out number 1 as Tofflin gets to third. And now it's up to Hank Himrick to bring him in with 1 out in a tie game, 3-3 here in the bottom of the 5th. Infield comes in for Oakland. Himrick the lefty against Butts the lefty. 5 on the timer, first pitch. Himrick swings and misses at the fastball at the top of the zone. 87 from Reed. Runner at third is Tofflin, the go-ahead run here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 1-1 count. Himrick 1 for 2 against Reed. 5 on the timer, pitch. Himrick pops it up, foul out of play, 0-2. Himrick has already driven in 11 in just 54 at-bats as a member of the Vibes. not only is the infield and the outfield is playing in for Oakland. Santos and Helmick especially. Although they do back up a tiny bit here with 2 strikes on Himrick. 6 on the timer. Butts delivers. Himrick lines it into right field. Santos has no chance. It hops in front of him. RBI knock for Hank Himrick. The go-ahead RBI single here in the bottom of the 5th. As of now, that is an unearned run. That is because of the pass ball that allowed Tofflin to get to second. If Butts were to strike out the next 2 per se, that run would be unearned. Pitch from Butts to Kieber is a strike, nothing in 1. Oh, they got it right in the scoring system. Good job, Ethan and Jesse. They were all over that. Unearned run as of now. So Tofflin came in on that RBI single by Himrick. Garrett Kieber in an 0-1 count. Swing and a miss. Here goes the runner. The throw down from Cobb leaks into center field. And now Himrick takes off for third. That's a stolen base and an error, I believe, on Tatum. Well, I don't know what to do about that run now. Infield comes in again for Oakland. There are 2 strikes on Kieber here, who doubled his last time against Reed. 0-2 pitch is south of the zone. It's 1-2. Kieber's double in the 4th, his first hit of the series. He was 0 for 9 prior. 1-2. Kieber swings and misses. Nice pitch from Reed. The changeup at the bottom of the zone. That's his 4th K. So Himrick still at third base. I would argue, as of now, that should still be an unearned run that Rocky Mountain has scored, even with that stolen base. Tristan Garcia, first pitch, lines it into right field for a base hit. And now there will be a couple earned runs on Reed. 3 hits in the inning, 2 RBI singles for the Vibes. Now, if they don't want to change it to an earned run, I am not going to question anything, but because Tofflin was at second base, or first base, ooh, that's tough. He probably doesn't advance. That's tough. Oh, they're both ruled unearned right now. There's a strike. Nothing in 1. Oh, because, well, now there's been an error on Tatum in this inning. So they might both be unearned. Well, I'm not going to pitch a fit there. It's 5-3 Vibes. 0-1 pitch is line to the right side, foul into the Rocky Mountain pen. Nothing in 2. Well, runs earned or not, Tristan Garcia gives the Vibes a 5-3 lead in the bottom of the 5th inning. Runner at first is Garcia. Oh, 2 pitch is lined over short and into left center. Garcia going first to third. Bugs gets it in towards second, off line, and Harris does a good job to haul it in. That's a double for Zuniga. Second and third for the Vibes here in the bottom of the 5th inning. They lead 5-3 over Oakland. 2 runs in the inning to take the lead, and now 4 hits against Reed Butts as he faces Carter Booth, the lead man now, who he intentionally walked last time. First base is open this time with 2 outs. And first pitch to Booth. top of the 6th inning. Apologies to those on YouTube. We are now just going to have some pretty spotty audio because it seems like my personal hotspot, I got a message from AT&T saying I used 100% of my 5G mobile hotspot data this bill cycle. Thanks a lot, Block Tickets Park. Thanks a million. Top of the 6th inning. It's 5-3. The Ballers trail the Vibes. Here's Christian Almanza, who takes a first pitch ball inside, 1-0. Still facing Tom Peltier, who's thrown just a shade over 80 pitches. The 1-0 toss to Almanza is outside 2-0. Christian today with a walk and a single. Lefty-lefty battle here. Ballers trailing by 2 in the 6th. Almanza fouls it off. It's 2-1. He got a fastball down. That's a pitch he loves to drive, but he just fouled it off there. This is a much better ball game from a neutral perspective than the last 2 days. 2-1. Outside, 3-1. Of course, much better than 2 days ago. The 16-1 Ballers lost. I liked the 17-4 win yesterday. That was a good time. 3-1. Almanza swings and fouls it off of himself. Again, if you're just joining us on YouTube, I offer my sincerest apologies. My personal hotspot no longer works, and I have to use the cruddy Wi-Fi here at Block Tickets Park instead to stream the baseball game, which means, yeah, the audio is not going to be great for you. Christian Almanza takes ball 4. Vince was just playing a little crash out music on 860 AM. The Answer. Our YouTube audience, remember, Vince cannot hear that, so it's rendered ineffective. 5-3 Ballers trail. Top of the. If you are tuned in on YouTube, maybe to turn on 860, whether it's on iHeartRadio or on the actual 860 app. Here's Cam Buford, who takes outside 1-0. You will get much better audio quality that way. Bad for the rest of the game on YouTube. I'll try to see what I can do about maybe getting a hotspot from somebody here at Block Tickets Park. Cam Buford taps one. Cam Buford can't beat it out. James Harris thinks he was safe. Didn't get the call, though. 6-4-3 double play after the leadoff walk by Almanza. It's the second time that Oakland has ground into a twin killing in the last 2 innings. Ballers' offense today has been just not as good as yesterday. Today, 3 runs on 4 hits. They trail the Rocky Mountain Vibes by a score of 5-3. 2 outs, top of the 6th, base is empty for Dylan Tatum. First pitch. Tatum takes a breaking ball in for strike 1. Tatum today, walk and a strikeout. Again, hitting .484 against the Vibes this year. The 0-1 toss is in. It is ball 1. Bounce. Base is empty for Tatum here in the top of the 6th inning. 1-1 toss from Peltier is bounced foul off to the left. 1-2. Tatum played at San Joaquin Delta Junior College, then UC Irvine, and then was picked up by the Twins in the draft in 2021. Low and away. That was the changeup. Outside from Peltier. It's 2-2. In which he has had an at-bat against these Vibes. 2-2 is low, 3-2. 15 for 31 entering today. 13 RBI, 3 doubles, 3 homers. Including a 2-homer, 6 RBI game on July 5th at Rocky Mountain. Tom Peltier making his 7th appearance against the Ballers, his first start against Oakland. Again, perhaps is becoming one of the Vibes' best starters. 3-2, 2 outs. Lefty Peltier, wearing his pink cleats today to strike out breast cancer, comes home and fair over first. Tatum heads for second. It rolls out of play. And will Tatum be awarded third? Yes, he will. It's a double for Dylan Tatum. That's all. No, he's going to settle for a double. He's now out against Rocky Mountain, just flipping a blooper over Toplin. Little duck fart down the right field line. That's good enough to extend his hit streak to 4. Brings up Lou Helmick. Two outs, runner on second for Oakland, trailing 5-3 in the top of the 6th inning. Helmick today is grounded out to second twice. So you know Garcia's ready over there. First pitch outside, 1-0. The slider from Peltier off the dish. D-battle here. Helmick leans back in his left-handed batter's stance, readies himself. Takes low and outside, fastball at 85. 2-0. Runner in second is Tatum. Helmick represents the tying run. He is 3 for 10 in the series, 2 hits coming yesterday. Time is called by Alonso Zuniga. What's the issue here? I don't know. Peltier steps off for his first disengagement. On the pitch clock. Peltier looks in for the sign, raises his red glove above his head, sets it at his chest, looks at second. 3 on the timer. Pitch to Helmick is a breaking. That breaking ball from Peltier. It's 2-1. Once again, Lou, a 400 hitter with runners in situation on the team. 2 from Peltier. Helmick bounces it foul at first. I think I'm back. 2-2 pitch to Helmick. It swung on and missed. Fastball at 84, outside pitch, and Peltier finally gets his second strikeout as Tatum doubles down the right field line with 2 outs, and he is left stranded at second base. Bottom of the 6th, 5-3 Vibes over the Ballers when you return on 860 AM. The Answer. Here from Colorado Springs, it is a 5-3 lead for the Vibes in the bottom of the 6th inning. It's time to look now at some scores from around the Pioneer League. 9-2 Paddleheads over the Sky Sox. It is quite annoying that the Sky Sox played their best baseball against Oakland. Yes, they still lost the series 4-2, but the Paddleheads are just, I mean, Colorado Springs, they're not rolling over exactly, but Sky Sox look hapless against the Paddleheads that game in the bottom of the 5th. Bottom of the 5th from Grand Junction, the Raptors of Ogden lead the Grand Junction Jackalopes 5-4. Ty Dooley will lead off this bottom of the 6th inning. Oh, by the way, new pitcher for Oakland, it's James Collier. First pitch from Collier is high, 1-0. Get you the numbers on Collier. 1-0 pitch is next. Lefty Dooley from the righty Collier. For him, tough play for Cobb. It's under his glove. That's an infield hit. Just making sure. Yeah, they're not even looking at me. That's a hit. On that play. Just a little chopper over Collier, the pitcher, and under the glove of the shortstop Cobb, who would have had an impossible play on his hands. Collier with a 3 ERA, 3-0 record, 27 appearances, 2 saves, 33 innings, 27 hits, 14 walks, 42 strikeouts for the 6'3", at 26 years old. Picked up his second pro win on Saturday against Yuba Sutter. 2 scoreless innings, 3 hits, 3 strikeouts. Now faces Sam Linscott. First pitch is yanked low at 91. The fastball from Collier. It's 1-0. Reed Butts, he's done today after going 5. He would be the losing pitcher today if Oakland can't come back. 9 hits, 5 runs, 3 earned, 3 walks. 2 on the timer. Pitch from Collier is in at 90, ball 2. Back to scores from around Pioneer League Baseball tonight. The Billings Mustangs are beating the Glacier Range Riders in the top of the 7th in Billings, 6-1 the score. Game has probably just gotten underway in Yuba Sutter. Yep, it's in the bottom of the 1st, 0-0. 2-0. That's grounded through the left side, base hit, 100 off the bat of Linscott. Back-to-back hits for the Vibes against Collier to start the bottom of the 6th. Collier might be a little rusty. He hasn't pitched in almost a week. 5-3, the Ballers trail with 2 on and nobody out in the bottom of the 6th. And one more score for you. Bottom of the 3rd from Idaho Falls. The Great Falls Voyagers lead the Chuckers 4-1. Let me just, curiosity is going to kill the cat right here, but let me guess. Did Roberto Pena homer again? Yep. Another home run, a 3-run shot. He's up to 40 now. What? Yeah. Scoring bunt, pulling back at ball 1 is Dane Tofflin. 1-0. Again, Wise the cleanup hitter, including a 3-run homer today bunting. That's just the brand of ball that this team plays in Rocky Mountain. 1-0. 2 on the timer. Collier fires and misses high at 89. That's challenged by Oakland, and they're going to be 0 for 2. You understand the situation, but again, not a good pitch to challenge. Oakland into its final challenge. Just missed north with 89, Collier. Two-0 pitch, bounce to second. Oh no, it's through the wickets of Harris and into right center field. 1 run is in, and Rocky Mountain adds another. It's 6-3. Forged it 111 off the bat. I mean, probably error, but 111? I mean, don't get me wrong, went right through Harris's legs. But man, that was scorched. 6-3 Vibes in the bottom. Decision is Okay, I don't know. We're just going to call it an RBI single for now. In my scorebook, that is. Because, man, that was toasted under Danny's legs. First pitch ball from Collier to Chenard. It's 1-0. Nothing technology side, whether it's the Presto stats for the Vibes or the internet for our YouTube live stream. Thankfully, we're still connected to the radio, I think. 1-0, a swing and a miss from Chenard on a good breaking ball. 3 straight batters on to reach for the Vibes this bottom of the 6th inning. Single from Dooley, single from Linscott, and then I'd imagine it'll be called a single for Dane Tofflin. 1-1. Fouled off to the right, 1-2. Chenard on Wednesday, 1 for 4. Today, 0 for 3 with flyouts to all 3 outfielders. Center and then left and right. Collier with 5, set at the belt. Fires, and there's another ground ball base hit to the left side. And Chenard has his 4 straight singles here in the 6th off of James Collier. Just an uncharacteristically hittable outing for James. That was a break. His fault. That's a breaking ball below the zone, probably the slider from Collier, and Chenard just went down and got it. The Vibes offense has been great tonight. The Ballers, meanwhile, defensively called an error on Harris according to the scoreboard. And so the good thing is that some of these runs will be unearned, but oof. Still nobody out as Hemrick squares to bunt and pulls back at ball 1 high. 89-mile-an-hour fastball from Collier. It's 1-0. 7-3 Vibes, bottom of the 6th inning. RBI single. Hemrick the lefty against Collier the righty. Will he square again with 2? Yes. Drops it down perfectly. Collier's only play is to first. His throw is perfect. For out number 1, it's a sacrifice. 1-3. Tofflin to third. Chenard to second. Vibes give up an out. 1 out in the bottom of the 6th, and have 2 in scoring position for Garrett Kieber. I know what the Vibes are thinking. They're trying to manufacture as many runs as they can using the small ball, but we'll see what happens. It's a risk that Les Lancaster makes sense, but now the 7-hitter Kieber is up, who has doubled today, give him credit, but this will be a tough at-bat for him against a righty in Collier. The runners are Tofflin and Chenard. 1 out, 7-3 Vibes. Bottom of the 6th inning, infield in for Oakland. First pitch to Kieber. The righty takes a strike. 90 miles an hour, a fastball at the bottom of the zone. It's nothing. Kieber in this series, 1 for 11. Has driven in 51, though, this season. The 28-year-old from Clarksville, Tennessee. Right-handed batter. Waits. Swings and off because 2 will score. Helmick chasing it down. Kieber at least has himself a double, and he'll stride in there with a 1 out, 2-run, 2-bagger. It's 9-3 Vibes. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Just struck it down the left field line, down the third base line. And there was nothing that James Collier could do there. Chenard scores. Still 1 out in the inning. Collier, pitching coach for the Ballers, appeared in the majors in 1995 with the Baltimore Orioles. Talked with him today about his time there. Jim said he, enjoyed playing with Cal Ripken Jr. That's pretty. This was one of the nicest guys on the team. Jim was saying there was a guy yelling at him, "Hey, I've been in the bigs for 5 years. I got 5 years service time. Get out of my seat. You could sit next to me." Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Love Harold Baines. Here's Tristan Garcia batting from the left side. First pitch from Collier is high, ball 1. Collier's not throwing as many strikes as usual. At least it feels that way. 8 balls to 9 strikes. 17 pitches thrown. Keeper at second after his 2-run double down the third base line. The 4th spot in the inning. 1-0 to Garcia. Lined into center field. Bugs can't get there in time. Picks it up at the waist and fires it in. That is the 5th hit of the inning for the Vibes. Garcia's 2nd hit of the game. Men at the corners for Rocky Mountain here at the bottom of the 6th. For the Vibes against the Ballers. Brings up Alonzo Zuniga. He pitched last night. He actually had a scoreless outing his first time pitching for the Vibes. That was not the case last night as Tyler Lozano got him for a bases clearing double to right. Collier against Zuniga, righty-righty. 3 on the timer. First pitch fouled straight back and off of a light pole and then into the bleachers off to the right. 0-1. Zuniga. Mountain played with the Salem Kaiser Volcanoes. I talked about them yesterday. They were a Class A short season affiliate of the Giants before that was no longer the case after 2020. Pitch high from Collier. It's 1-1. So as of now, the Salem Kaiser Volcanoes play in the Maverick Independent Baseball League in the Salem Metropolitan Statistical Area. At the corners for Zuniga. 1-1 from Collier, set at the belt. The Big Dipper comes home and gets a pop-up foul off to the right, 1-2. Oh, not a bad snag by a fan there on one hop. Oh, it's the same guy who tried to catch it with his hat and then fell on his caboose. At least I'm pretty certain. Great. He makes up for his earlier error. 6 on the timer. 1-2 pitch from Collier to Zuniga, the 9-hitter. Is fouled off to. Still 1-2 on Alonzo. Entering today, he was hitting .333 against the Ballers. Made his Rocky Mountain debut against the Ballers back on July 6th. And now, with his RBI double in the 5th, has 2 doubles and 4 RBI against Oakland this year. Wearing that pink bat here on this pink out night in Colorado Springs as the Vibes to help fight breast cancer. Zuniga, another foul ball off to the right. 1-2. Once again, these Vibes jerseys look like the throwback Astros jerseys with the white upper half and the striped bottom half in a dark color. But these are pink, unlike the Astros orange and yellow jerseys. And these jerseys will be auctioned off post-game. Or I guess people are probably bidding on them. That would make more sense. 5 on the timer. Another 1-2 pitch to the righty Zuniga. Misses in the dirt, no chase. A check to first. Scott Ginger says that the righty Zuniga did not offer. 2-2. James Collier, the former Cal State East Bay Pioneer 2023 All-West Region selection. Took some time off after that. Was out of baseball for a year. 2.19 ERA back in 2023. Picked right where he left off. 3 ERA entering the game. 5 on the timer. 2-2. Zuniga cuts and misses. Good breaking ball from Collier. Finally picks up a K. It's been a very tough inning for James, who has only thrown 25 pitches, but now has to face the 9th batter of the inning, Carter Booth. And this is a big batter. It's kind of like with Reed Butts in the 5th. If he gets this batter here, Oakland stays in it. If he doesn't get Booth here, the 9th batter of the inning, 7-run deficit is a lot bigger than 6. It's 9-3 Vibes in the bottom of the 6th. 2 outs, men at the corners. Throws above his head to the backstop. Tatum's throw home, nope, will not be made. Wild pitch, and Keeper scores. That one, the fastball slipped out of the hand of Collier. And it is 10-3 Vibes in the bottom of the 6th. Garcia to second. The Vibes are a run away from giving us our 3rd straight night with a Magic 8-ball 8th inning. That is not what I was hoping for. It was looking promising after 4 and even 5 that this would be a nice, tight, close, competitive baseball game. But with a 5 spot in the 6th, the Vibes have broken it open, and it's 10-3 with 2 outs and a runner at second. 1-0 to Booth. Right back up the middle. Harris backhands, throws on the run. The first, what a play for out number 3. But the Vibes send 9 to the plate. They get 5 runs in the 6th, thanks to 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. The Vibes leave 1. It's 10-3 Vibes over the Ballers as we go to the 7th on 860 AM The Answer. Start of 7, Ballers trailing 5 spot in the bottom of the 6th. Tom Peltier is done after 6. He gives way to the Vibes' first reliever of the game. Peltier with 6 great innings, only struck out 2 and walked 5, but still was effective, holding the Ballers to just 3 runs, all of which were earned and yielding just 5 hits on the evening. Peltier, the lefty, gives way to a righty, which is Wyatt Tucker. Write that name down real quick. Wyatt Tucker, number 24 for the Vibes, is making his 24th appearance of the season. 5.03 ERA, 2-4 record, 39 in the 3rd innings, 41 walks, 50 strikeouts. And his first pitch bounces away from the catcher Zuniga. He will face 9-1-2, starting with Darryl Buggs the second here in the top of the 7th inning. Wyatt Tucker Tuesday in the 7-5 loss, actually got the loss for the Vibes. Went an inning and a third, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 1 strikeout. His 1-0 pitch, but it's 2-0. He's made 6 appearances against Oakland. Wyatt Tucker, 1 start, 0-1 record, 12 innings, 15 hits, 11 runs, 9 earned, and 14 strikeouts. Yet for Tremaine Cobb Jr., it seems. Presto is not working for the Vibes Presto stats, so I'm on my own here in terms of keeping score. 3-0 on Bugsy. Infield still drawn in at the corners, and Bug pitch walk. 6th walk of the day for Oakland, and here is Allgaier for Cobb. Pinch hitter for the Ballers. One, 3. Yep. PA is aware. Frantically flipping through his notes. I think you got it right. I can't really hear the PA announcer from up here. First pitch is low to Allgaier for a ball, 1-0. Allgaier hitting for Cobb to get a switch hitting lefty on the mound. Now, looks like the Tucker here, who's struggling with his control. He's missed on 5 straight pitches. It is the assistant coach Bobby Chenard, who's the bench coach, who's out there to talk to him. His son is Austin Chenard, one of the Vibes catchers. Bobby Chenard pitched 5 seasons in the Bigs, starting in 1996 with the Oakland A's. (10-3) Ballers trail in the top of the 7th inning. Allgaier pinch hitting in the spot of Tremaine Cobb Jr. I think the Ballers might give Cobb the rest of the day off, but we shall see. Oh, I don't know what that was about, but a little hug between Dylan Tatum and Reed Butts on the edge of the dugout. Jake Allgaier takes a strike. Good pitch from Tucker. 1-1 on Allgaier. Runner on first is Bugs. The Ballers are trailing 10-3 in the top of the seventh. Allgaier takes top of the zone strike. 1. A ball. That's just in there. Allgaier on a 6-game hit streak, 1 for 3 with 3 runs scored yesterday. Also, 6 on the timer. And Allgaier strikes out at the 1-2 pitch in the dirt. Buford does not, or Bugs rather, does not advance there. That's a good reminder for me of who's on first base. Because Darryl Bugs the second is at first. And might he try to swipe second? Darryl Bugs the second with 29 stolen bases this year. That is tied for the single season record with Austin Davis. 8 on the timer. First pitch to Isai Santos is low. 1-0. Bugs such a good runner. 8 stolen bases against the Vibes this year. That's 8 of his 29 against this one team. 1-0 toss is next. Santos swings and bounces it to second. Throw to second is in time to get Bugs. But it's just a fielder's choice. Santos is safe. 4-6 for the putout. I'm surprised, honestly, that they were able to get Bugs there. Brings up Nick Leahy. Facing Wyatt Tucker. Leahy, 1 for 2 today, grounded into a double play. He takes a breaking ball in the outside corner. It's 0-1. Ballers trail the Vibes 10-3 at the beginning of the 7th inning. Newberry Park, California. Takes low. It's 1-1. He did play with the Chicago Cubs scout team, and he was awarded the Cubs Underclassman of the Year, Player of the Year in consecutive summers. Just wrapped up his final collegiate season. 1-1 pitch. Leahy tried to check his swing. Could he? No. Wow. He's just going to get rung up there by the home plate umpire. Travis Schatz from the Ballers dugout, because Schatzman waited before saying that he went. And Schatzman easily could have pointed down to Scott Ginger, who's right there. He could have said whether or not Leahy went. Always frustrating to me when a home plate umpire doesn't appeal to first or third when there's a guy there. 1-2. Leahy takes in the dirt. It's 2-2. Out of UC Davis, hitting .281 for the Ballers, 38 RBI, 12 bombs, and half of his homers have come against Rocky Mountain. 6 on the clock, and Leahy strikes out on a good breaking ball from the pitcher Tucker, his second strikeout, and the Ballers do not score in the top of the 7th, and they strand 1. Time to stretch. Ballers. Oakland trails the Vibes on 8:60 a.m. The Answer. It's and the Ballers are trailing the Rocky Mountain Vibes 10-3. There's a new pitcher for Oakland, replacing James Collier. Is Tommy Ventimiglia. My apologies to Tommy and Adam Bogosian. I thought it was Ventimiglia pitching yesterday. I knew he doesn't wear high socks. I don't know why I thought he did. Adam Bogosian's the only one who does that I can think of. And so it was Bogosian, not Ventimiglia, who threw a scoreless ninth yesterday, and Ventimiglia will get the bottom of the seventh today. Collier goes in it and gives up 5 hits. It's going to be we're just going to say 5 runs. I'm not going to count the earned runs because there was an error in the inning by Danny Harris. And no walks for Collier. He did strike out 1. Tell you about Ventimiglia. His first pitch to Ty Dooley is high and away at 90 for ball 1. 10-3 Ballers trail, bottom of the 7th inning. Ventimiglia Wednesday in his Pioneer League debut, 2/3 of an inning, but even though he didn't allow a hit, gave up 3 earned runs, 4 walks, 1 hit by pitch, and a strikeout. Got to find the zone. There, it's 1-1. Ventimiglia, the 21-year-old from Coram, New York, Guardians product, drafted by Cleveland in 2021 in the 18th round. 5 on the time. 2-0 pitch. 2 went with the breaking ball there, Ventimiglia. 3-0 on Dooley. I think it is just about time to check on where are they now. Let's look at some former Ballers and where they at. How they doing today? There's a strike from Ventimiglia, 89. Took a little bit off of that fastball on the outside corner. 3-1. Let's start in the Frontier League. Check on Josh Leslie and his Tri-City Valley Cats. There's ball 4 high and away with 87 from Ventimiglia. Starts his outing with a the pen for Oakland. So if Ventimiglia is not having success tonight, the Ballers will quickly pull the plug. Tri-City Valley Cats, Josh Leslie's team wins. Oh, man. He scored only 2 runs in the game, Josh Leslie. Wow, good thing we started with Josh. First pitch misses high to Linscott. It's 1-0. Josh Leslie in a 2-1 win for the Valley Cats today against the Brockton Rocks of the Frontier League. Went 2 for 4 with, 3 for 4. There's a strike from Ventimiglia. It's 1-1. 3 for 4 with 2 runs scored. Josh Leslie, including a double, his 16th double of the year. Good for Josh. 1-1. That's way upstairs. Some chin music to Linscott. 2 balls and a strike. So good for Josh Leslie. Where are they now? He, the former Baller, is in the Frontier League, and he's been smashing it. And in. No, it's lined into left field. Helmet comes in and cannot make the catch. It's a single for Linscott. That's not a bad pitch at all from Ventimiglia. It was, but Linscott dropped the bat head on it. Unfortunately, Dante Stewart's team lost tonight. The former Baller went 1 for 4 in a 9-4 loss. And now I should check on the Atlantic. Former Ballers in the Atlantic League. And 2 of them play for the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. That's a breaking ball in there from Ventimiglia, right down the middle, 0-1. Blue Crabs won by 3 against York. And did either of the former Ballers play? How about both of them hitting back-to-back? Pitch high from Ventimiglia. It's 1-1. Dondre Hubbard hit 4th. This is a great lineup. Alejandro De Aza 2nd. Dondre Hubbard 4th. Brett Barrera 5th. And both former Ballers in that game, Hubbard and Barrera, had hits tonight. Pitch high from Ventimiglia. Fastball at 90. It's 2-1. Hubbard went 1 for 4 with a run and an RBI. And Brett Barrera went 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored. 2-1 toss way upstairs from Ventimiglia, and he's a pitch away from loading the bases with none out. Unfortunately, Carson Lambert's Lexington Legends lost tonight 5-0 to the Gastonia Ghost Peppers. And, oh, well, guess why? Because Ben Ferrer started and got the loss. High Wheeler scum. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm very happy for Ben Ferrer. He was a very good pitcher for the High Wheelers. I think Tofflin was just hit by a pitch on 3-1, and he'll make his way to first. Bases loaded for Austin Chenard. 10-3 the Vibes lead, bottom of the 7th. Bases loaded, none out for Chenard, who had an RBI single last time. On a couple former ballers, minor leaguers, in Tyler Davis and Danny Kerwin. Tyler Davis's Birmingham Barons lost tonight 2-1 to Chenard from Ventimiglia is outside the fastball at 91, 1-0. And Tyler Davis did not pitch in the loss for Birmingham. So let's just check on now the Greenville Drive and Danny Kerwin. 8-6. There's a called strike. 89-mile-an-hour fastball at the bottom of the zone. 1-1 on Chenard from Ventimiglia. And now did Danny Kerwin pitch today for the Drive? Yes, he did. Former baller pitch today. Danny Kerwin for the Greenville Drive. Pitch outside from Ventimiglia. It's 2-1. Unfortunately, their starter for Greenville only went an inning. So Kerwin had to play the bulk relief role and did so very well in the loss. That ball is flown to right center field and deep. Bugs at the wall. He reaches up. He jumps. He can't make the catch. He gave it his all. Looks like he's okay. Santos picks it up. Monza. His throw home is in time to get the third runner. Crowd boos. Tofflin thought he was safe. And the tag is applied by Dylan Tatum. Good relay. Santos to Almanza to Tatum. You get the out. Les Lancaster is going to plead with Travis Schatzman to change the call. As of now, it's a 2-run double for Austin Chenard. But at least the Ballers have the inning now. It's 12-3 Vibes. And it looks like the call will stand. Umpires will not discuss it any further, but good job by Oakland. Nice relay again. Santos, after Bugs gave it his all. Ventimiglia looking to right the ship in this inning. His first pitch is swung on and missed. That's good. 90-mile-an-hour fastball on the outside half. Oh, I haven't talked about Danny Kerwin's line yet from tonight. 3 1/3 with a walk and 2 hits allowed. But again, only 2 hits allowed over 3 1/3 innings. As there's a strike from Ventimiglia, breaking ball. 0-2. And then 1 walk and 6 strikeouts for Kerwin over 3 1/3. Pitch low from Ventimiglia, 91-mile-an-hour fastball just missed. 2 on the left-handed hitting Himrick. 6 strikeouts is a lot. I wonder if that's the most in a game this season for Kerwin. Swing and a miss, and that's a strikeout for Ventimiglia. So, let's see. Is that Ventimiglia's first? Nope, second strikeout for Oakland. And Danny Kerwin, the former baller, as we wrap up this segment. Yes, a season high in strikeouts for the Greenville Drive, High A Boston affiliate. Kerwin is a ball, 1-0 on the right-handed hitting Himrick, who is 2 for 4, Keeper. The righty takes a strike on the outside corner. 80-mile-an-hour breaking ball. Nice pitch there for Ventimiglia. Chenard, after his 2-run double, is at second. And we're starting to see Ventimiglia maybe a little more consistent here. And there is a line drive into center field. Breaking ball hit up the middle. Buggs comes up throwing home. And his throw will be cut off because the runner, Chenard, stays at third on Kieber's third hit of the game. Well, he's being hit a little. This outing can help his confidence because his first outing of the series definitely did not. He didn't allow a hit, but he also barely threw a strike. This time, he's walked and hit a batter, but also has a strikeout and has not walked the farm. The first pitch is high, though, to Garcia, 1-0. 12-3, Ballers trail in the bottom of the seventh. Magic 8 ball, eighth inning. That's the only bright spot here. That pitch just missed. It's 2-0. Get your Magic 8 ball questions ready. YouTube. Otherwise, I'll be just asking the Magic 8 ball a ton of questions to help ease the pain of the eighth. 2-0 pitch to Garcia. The lefty swings and crushes one. Straight away center field. Buggs looks up. It one hops the wall. Actually, he grabbed it before it hit the wall and gets it in quickly. Leahy's throw home, or Allgaier's throw home rather, is not in time. Allgaier playing shortstop instead of Cobb. And that is a two-run double for Tristan Garcia. 405 feet to center. You got to hit it 411 to get it out to straightaway center field here. So Garcia with a three-hit game, and it's now 14-3 vibes. This is feeling very reminiscent of game 2 of this series, in which the Ballers lost 16-1. First pitch from Ventimiglia outside to Zuniga, 1-0. I am going to let Ethan Ibe come back on, the broadcaster for the Rocky Mountain Vibes, my friend from Florida, in the eighth inning. As that pitch just missed to Zuniga, 2-0. So if no one else wants to ask questions on, hey, look, I feel like we just got a few more viewers back on YouTube just because it's the Magic 8 ball eighth. Fouled back to the screen, 2-1. Sorry, it is not yet the Magic 8 ball eighth. It's crazy that this game was 3-3 after 4. And here in the bottom of the seventh inning, it's now 14-3, 11 unanswered runs for the Vibes. 2-1 pitch to Zuniga. Bends in just a bit high and 3-1. Ventimiglia has thrown 32 pitches in this inning. I wish I had another fantasy Premier League draft tonight. 3-1 pitch to Zuniga is a breaking ball outside. Zuniga chased it. That's a great pitch from Ventimiglia. 3-2, 2 outs. Righty-righty battle here between some two similar sounding last names, Ventimiglia and Zuniga. Which one will win? It'll be Ventimiglia with a ground ball to third off the bat of Zuniga. Throw picked out at first by Almanza on the low throw from Leahy, and that is how the seventh comes to an end. 4 runs in the inning, 4 hits, 1 left on for the Vibes, who now lead 14-3. Thank goodness for the Magic 8 ball. That will appear in the top of the 8th inning. Get your questions ready, folks. Heading to the top of the 8th on 860 AM The Answer. Welcome back to Colorado Springs. 14-3 the lead for the Vibes over the Ballers. And it is, of course, time for everyone's favorite inning, the Magic 8-Ball 8th inning. And with that, we welcome in, and for the second straight night, the broadcaster for the Rocky Mountain Vibes, Ethan. Pretty good breakfast we had today at Rock City, am I right?
Yeah, it was, and an even better baseball game for the Vibes, if I may say so. How the turntables, Nevada Color.
They keep turning.
Yes, they do.
I hope they don't turn again tomorrow. Don't get me wrong. I would love a Ballers blowout win tomorrow, but I would rather a, 3-2 game or something like that.
We could stomach some breakfast. We can't stomach this baseball game.
No, that's well said. Hey, Magic 8-Ball. Mysterious and magical Magic 8-Ball. Will tomorrow's game also be a blowout? Reply hazy, try again. All right, let me ask this. Oh, no, first pitch over the head of Harris from Tucker, I believe. Yep, still Tucker on the mound. It is 1-0. Will tomorrow's game be a blowout in favor of the Ballers? Concentrated and ask again. Will the Ballers win tomorrow's game by many runs?
Got to vary up the verbiage there.
Yeah, 7 on the timer. The 1-0 pitch to Harris is a strike, 1-1. Yes. Sorry, Ethan. We're turning the tables back again.
That's how it happens.
14-3, the Vibes lead here in the top of the 8th inning. Swing and a miss by Harris, 1-2. Please give me questions for the 8-Ball. I'm asking my coworkers to send me some. Since I have not received any on YouTube, but that's because I no longer have my personal, because I ran out of data.
Oh no!
And so I've been having to use the Wi-Fi to stream the game as Harris strikes out swinging. 3 strikeouts now for Tucker through an inning and a third.
I apologize for how that's probably not serving you very well, even though I have nothing to do with that at all.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Ethan. I appreciate it. I blame you. No, I'm just kidding. Here is Christian Almanza. 11-run game, 1 out, top of the 8th inning. Oh, Isabella Haberman's going to give me a question here on she's our social media manager for the Oakland Ballers. Almanza strokes one. High and deep right center field. You can put it on the board. And Chris Paul hits a deep 3. And the Ballers are down by 10 here in the Magic 8-Ball 8th. Almanza with franchise-leading home run number 24. And that was a bomb, 445. Make it 46 feet to right center field. Angle. Goodness, Ethan, that was like the one we saw in the first inning today from Dane Tofflin?
Yes, indeed. Dane's was, I believe, just shy of 460. It's incredible, the power that we've seen on display here today.
102 off the bat, 32 degrees. And now a swing and a drive, high and it's just high. Left field, this could be trouble, but it is caught by Keeper, the shortstop. And that is, what was that?
It was Michael O'Hara.
Michael O'Hara, thank you. Who pops out. He was hitting in place of Cam Buford, as was the case yesterday in the blowout win. Today, O'Hara pinch hits for Buford in the blowout loss.
Well, I will say, out of any other Pioneer League player for a team not named the Vibes that I've had the pleasure of watching this year, Christian Almanza has been nothing short of spectacular to witness.
Yeah, he can rake.
No doubt.
He can rake. Dylan Tatum at the plate, he can rake too, and he blasts one down to third, dropped by Dooley. His throw to first is offline. Nicely picked by Tofflin, and somehow he keeps that right foot on the bag for out number 3. Nice play. And Oakland gets just 1 in the top of the Magic 8-Ball 8th, thanks to Christian Almanza's 24th bomb of the season. Bottom of the 8th when you return. Magic 8-Ball 8th inning when you return on 860 AM The Answer. It is magic. It's the magic 8-ball. The 8th inning, Nevada Cullen alongside Vibes broadcaster Ethan Ibe. And Ethan, looks like we have a new pitcher. It's Davis Druick, who now actually has an ERA as a pitcher. I believe that's a 9 ERA after he went on Wednesday. Another position player pitching in the series. Druick pitches for the second time. 2 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, and no walks or strikeouts.
Yeah, he pitched the final couple of innings out, so I guess he's the go-to guy. We saw Alonzo Zuniga pitch, the Vibes catcher, in yesterday's blowout win for the Ballers.
He very nearly threw a scoreless inning, but Tyler Lozano, another catcher, of course, catcher-on-catcher crime.
No doubt.
So this prompts a question as Davis Druick lobs one in for a strike to start his bottom of the 8th at Carter Booth, 0-1. Will Davis Druick one day transition to being a full-time pitcher or a two-way player?
I have a question after this.
Magic 8-ball says most likely.
Okay.
Foul ball off to the right, 0-2. What you got, Ethan?
Will Davis Druick exceed 70 miles an hour with a pitch in this inning?
What has he got so far? 60, 64, 61. Magic 8 as he misses inside 1 and 2. Yes.
Okay.
Just a plain yes from the Magic 8-ball. We also have some listener questions. Not one from Christy Collier, the mother of James Collier, who is unfortunately in the corner crying over this game.
Unfortunate.
As we all are on the Baller side of things, pitch outside 2-2. But we do have one from Becky, who loved the Hawk Harrelson call. Good recognition right there. Becky, oh, actually, that was Baller's Love. They both have the B as their profile picture, so I got confused as that's flared into right field. Isai Santos over towards the line makes the catch for out number 1. Druick, 1 down. Sorry, Becky is asking, though, Magic 8-ball, will the Ballers win this series? That's a good question, as the series is going to be tied at 2. Either team would have to win 2 games to win the series. It is certain, though, that the Ballers will win the series.
Oh, okay. We'll see about that.
Pelican is going tomorrow.
Ooh, I look forward to that, though.
That'll be good. The Pioneer League pitcher of the month
He's
of
been
July.
Very good.
But as Druick locates a strike, 0-1. It is true that at this point in the season, basically every series the Ballers play, with probably some exceptions, the team that they're playing is going to want it more in terms of what is at stake as the pitch is outside from Druick 1-1. The Ballers have nothing at stake other than the 1 seed in the Pioneer League. Every other team, the Vibes, the Hawks, Falls Voyagers in the last week of the season. That ball's flowing out to left field, medium deep, over towards the line. Helmick makes the catch, two down. The High Wheelers, of course. But 3 of the 4 teams the Ballers will play in these final 4 weeks of the season are gunning for a playoff spot.
Yeah, the Vibes. It would take a miracle, I won't lie to you, for these Vibes to make the postseason. But anything is possible, and with what will hopefully be a win tonight, they'll be back at 500 in second half play.
Yes. 13-4, they lead here in the bottom of the 8th, 2 outs. Magic 8-ball, 8th inning wrapping up. Ethan, we got to go sicko mode here. Okay. Will our beloved Florida Gators... Here we go.
Come on.
Druick locates a strike. It's 0-1. Most likely.
Wow.
I think that's an accurate answer, honestly. I think they are a favorite to go back-to-back. A 1 pitch lobbed in. Ephus. Oh, my gosh. Let's got swung. Oh, 0-2. Oh, man. Will Druick throw another Ephus on this next pitch? Come on, Magic 8-ball. What do you got for me? You may rely on it. Honestly, I think he's going to.
So he's not exceeding 70 unless something crazy happens.
0-2, 2 outs pitch. No, that's lobbed in. 57, low, 1-2. Oh, Magic 8-ball, 8th inning. Will one day the Orange and Blue Sports Network usurp WRUF as the main source of all Gators radio? There's a ground ball to short. Allgaier picks it up, throws to first in time. Count on it, says the Magic 8-ball as we go to the 9th. Thank you, Ethan, for hopping on again.
I appreciate you, Nevada, as always.
A pleasure having you, my friend. We go to the bottom, or the top of the 9th inning. Ballers down 14-4 here on 860 AM The Answer. This is 36. Yeah, thanks, guys. Quinn Waterhouse is pitching this top of the ninth inning for the Rocky Mountain Vibes. Waterhouse is pitching for the second time in this series. Made his Rocky Mountain debut on Tuesday. Pitched a hitless inning. This is his third appearance against Oakland this year. He's already allowed 8 runs in those first 2 when he was pitching with Boise. Waterhouse, a lefty, takes over for the righty Wyatt Tucker. And Tucker was, 3 strikeouts in this game over his 2 innings of work, 1 earned run, 1 hit, and 1 walk allowed. Christian Almanza got him for a solo shot. Ballers trail 14-4 in the top of the ninth here from Colorado Springs. 8-9-1 due up. And Allgaier against the lefty Waterhouse. Elmick is 0 for 3 in this game. His hit streak of just 3 games is on the line here. Helmick dribbles it slowly. Waterhouse picks it up with the bare hand. His throw to first is, and I think that's an error. Yep. That is an error. Unfortunately, Helmick's hit streak not extended there. Who is that error on? Which one? Pitcher or first base? Who made the error? Pitcher on the throw? Doesn't matter. Throw. Helmick's aboard here in the top of the ninth inning. 14-4, Vibes lead the Ballers. The Ballers come back and win this game, Magic 8 Ball. Here's a strike to Bugs, 1-1. Ask again later. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I get for trying to ask outside of the Magic 8 Ball 8th inning. I'm Nevada calling Vince back in our 860 AM The Answer studios. I think it's a good time to, Daryl Bugs swings and misses 1-2. First of all, Summer Short, who I got to meet this week. Nevada, no crying in baseball. Well said. Flush and go get him next time. Well said. Also, shout out to Dan Silvert, who is tuned in from a watch party at Mad Oak in Oakland with Mayor Mike, Laura, and others. Shout out to all the Ballers fans in attendance at that watch party. Thanks for watching this one. And now, since it's Major League Baseball scores. 2-2 to Bugs, swung on and missed. 1 down in the top. So for Major League Baseball, Tiger is up on the Twins 7-0. Game in the bottom of the ninth. The Yankees up on the Cardinals 4-3, but heading to the bottom of the ninth. Allgaier swings and misses, 0-1. Rockies beating the Diamondbacks 4-3 in the top of the ninth. That's in Colorado. Dodgers beating the Padres 2-1. Allgaier takes in 1-1. Bottom of the third from Sacramento. The Athletics beating the Angels 4-1. Giants in San Francisco up on the Rays 4-3. And then the rest of the games are final. Pitch low to Allgaier. Pirates beat the Cubs 3-2 in Chicago. Phillies beat the Nats. Blue Jays beat the Rangers 6-5 with a 4-run bottom of the 8th inning to take the lead. So maybe the Ballers can come back in this one. Allgaier taps it foul, 2-2. Mariners outlast the Mets 11-9 in Queens. Mark Cox Braves win again, 2-0 victory in Cleveland. The Red Sox beat the Marlins 2-1 in Boston. The Royals beat the White Sox 3-1 in Kansas City. The Astros are blanked by the Orioles 7-0, as that's tapped foul to the left side by Allgaier. Still 2-2. Brandon Young, his first win of the year for Baltimore, and he tossed he brought to the, I believe it was 8th inning, Vince was telling me. It was, he told me it was late. He said it was through 7. I think it was broken up in the 8th by Ramon Urias, the former Baltimore Oriole. Allgaier with a swing and a drive to left field. This is falling fast, and it falls in for a single. Ballers have life in the ninth, down 10. And for Allgaier, that will extend his hit streak to 7 games. He'll take that, no doubt. 2 on, 1 out for the Ballers, down 14-4 in the top of the ninth inning. This series about to be evened up at 2 games apiece. Here's Isai Santos against Quinn Waterhouse, lefty-lefty battle. One more score to give you, and it's from Cincinnati. There's a strike to Santos, 0-1. The Brewers beat the Reds. Milwaukee Brewers have won a whopping 13 straight, a number that the Ballers could not quite reach. Isai Santos wave and a miss, 0-2. Checking back on scores in the Pioneer League tonight. Missoula looks like they'll win and pick up a game on Oakland. They're up 11-2 on the Sky Sox, top of the ninth. Close game in Grand Junction, top of the ninth. 8-7 Ogden leads the Jackalopes. Santos takes ball 1. Jackalopes trying to come back, though. Evan Scavata with a 2-run single in the bottom of the 8th. And we'll see what the ninth inning has. Ninth from Billings. Santos strikes out. Nope, he fouls it off. The Glacier Range Riders trailing the Mustangs 9-5. Bottom of the 6th in Idaho Falls, Great Falls Voyagers thrashing the Chuckers 9-2. And then bottom of the 4th in Marysville, Boise Hawks and Yuba Sutter High Wheelers, top of 5, are tied at 1-2. Santos takes upstairs, 2-2. I saw Isai post on Instagram with his girl. It was a cute post that Isai posted the other day, and Tremaine Cobb Jr. saw it and commented. 2-2 in the dirt, 3-2. Trey goes, "Thanks a lot, Isai. Way to make me hate my life." Isai and his girlfriend, I think Naya's her name. Relationship goals, if you will. Santos, the Berkeley native. He has really struggled, Isai, weirdly, against Rocky Mountain this year. Vibes. And his hit list today, now 6 for 41. Payoff pitch, and Santos strikes out. Foul tip into the mitt of the catcher, Zuniga. Something about this Vibes team just has Santos just tied up in knots. I don't know what it is. But the Ballers are an out away from defeat here in Colorado Springs. The Vibes lead 14-4. 2 out, top of the ninth, 2 on for Nick Leahy. First pitch, Hack bounces it foul of third and behind Aaron Miles. It's crazy, though, that even though the Ballers will lose this game, they will still be 40 over 500 on the season and 14 games over 500 in the second half at 21-7. Their next win, they'll surpass their win total from all of last year. As the 94-mile-an-hour fastball missed outside, I guess. It was that challenge tonight. Don't know why you don't want to use it there. 1-1 on Leahy, who has 1 hit today. He's 1 for 3. Leahy takes in the dirt, blocked by the catcher Zuniga. It's 2-1. We'll roll with Noah Milliken, the July pitcher of the month, and then either Luke Short or Zach St. Pierre, or the combination of them both, as was the case in the Tuesday win. Ballers still could very well win this series, but it's a rare Friday night defeat for Oakland as Leahy taps it foul 2-2. Oakland entered this game 11-1 on Friday nights. Their best day, other than that, is Sundays, where they're also 11-1. The worst day of the week for Oakland is Wednesdays. Winning Wednesdays haven't been so winning for Oakland. They're 7-6 on the third day of the week. Leahy ground ball foul on 2-2, stays alive. Why do I know that? Because the Ballers coaching staff was curious, so I looked it up and did the research. Waterhouse with one hit allowed, an error that he made, and 2 strikeouts in this 9th inning. 14-4 lead for the Vibes. The 2-2 pitch to Leahy is low and outside, and the count is full. Runners will get a head start here, because why not? Helmick at second base, and Allgaier at first. It'll be Oakland's just 18th loss of the year. 6 on the timer. Waterhouse looks towards second. That's his first disengagement. Runners will go anyways. Just trying to catch him sleeping. A very good hitter with runners in scoring position. 356 on the year. Has driven in 38. And he just walked Leahy. Did Waterhouse. Missed way outside with a 92-mile-an-hour fastball. And the bases are full of ballers for Danny Harris. Does have 1 grand slam this year. He's 5 for 14 with the bases juice. And now Bobby Chenard will come out and make sure that Waterhouse is all right. Mentioned him earlier. He's catchers. He's the first person born in the Philippines to play Major League Baseball post-integration. 5 seasons in the big. Started with Oakland in '96. He also grew up in Oregon. Austin Chenard in the lineup today. Was raised in Chandler, Arizona. Say Austin Chenard, no relation to Ballers fan Mike Chenard. And same with Bobby, his father. At least not to my knowledge. Shout out to those of you still tuned in on 860 AM The Answer and on YouTube. I've been Nevada Cullen with Vince back in our 860 AM The Answer studios. Another blowout loss for Oakland in the series. 2 blowout losses and 1 blowout win. Waterhouse, the lefty, against the righty Danny Harris with the bases full of ballers. Line drive, right field, just foul. That could have cleared the bases for Danny. In this game, Harris is 0 for 4. He had 3 hits yesterday. Season against Rocky Mountain, which isn't a lot considering he's driven in 60 overall in the season. Just a 10th of his RBI against this team. Harris came in with 95 hits, leading the Ballers in hits. Who will be the first to 100? Danny sprays 1 foul of James Harris on the first base line. Nothing in 2. And Rocky Mountain's 1 pitch away from evening the series. Not the season series, though. Oakland has already won the season series. They lead said season series 13-2. This would only be Rocky Mountain's 3rd win against Oakland this year. Haven't quite played 3 hours. 0-2 to Danny. Moves his feet. Low pitch. The changeup from Waterhouse in the dirt. 1-2. Waterhouse has really had some strenuous innings against Oakland this year. As Harris bounces it left side. Nice play by the 3rd baseman, Dooley. Spinning throw to first is a gem. And that's how the game ends. What a fantastic way to end the game for Dooley with a spinning throw deep in the 5-6 hole. And we are final score 14-4. Vibes even the series against the Ballers. Post-game show when you return on 860 The Answer. Well, despite a tough result tonight for Oakland, I think anyone listening on 860 could tell I had some fun with the home run calls. This will be a short post-game show. I believe there's also maybe fireworks post-game, so I better really hurry this up. Otherwise, if there's not fireworks, I don't know what's going on. But the fans are really hanging around. So here goes nothing. I'm Nevada Cullen. Vince back in our 860 AM, The Answer Studios. A great job, as always, by Vince on that audio today, but that doesn't tell the whole story of the game, because Reed Butts just 3 earned runs over 5 innings, and the Ballers and Vibes were tied 3-3 after 4. After Dean Toplin had a 3-run homer in the first, Darryl Bucks the second hit a 3-run bomb in the second that was off the pitch clock in deep left center to tie the game. After the umpires convened, they decided it was a home run. But then the Vibes would take the lead in the 5th with 2 runs. They got 5 in the 6th, 4 in the 7th. The Ballers could only answer with a Christian Almanza homer in the 8th. The good news is Christian Almanza now has 24 home runs, extending his franchise lead by 1 more long ball. The Vibes improved to 14-14 in the second half. The Ballers fall to 21-7 on the second half and 58-18 on the season, still 40 games above 500. This game was just under 3 hours, finished at 8:18 pack time after starting at 5:32 on the west coast. And there's no real point in giving it the Bucks the line score. You know what happened. The Ballers did not win today. They lose by 10. So that does it for today's broadcast here from Colorado Springs, Colorado. Our final score: Ballers fall to the Vibes 14-4, a final in 9 innings. Big thanks to those who helped make the broadcast possible, including Ballers co-founders Paul Friedman and Brian Carmel, Ballers assistant general manager Tyler Peterson, Brennan Colthurst, and Answer Studios. Also, big thanks to you, the listener. We'll have more baseball coming up. Our coverage of Saturday's Game 5 of the 6-game series will start again at 5:30 pack time on 860 AM, The Answer, and on YouTube. We hope that you can join us. Again, our final score as the fireworks start is the Ballers lose to the Vibes 14-4 in 9 innings. We hope that you can join us tomorrow. I'm Nevada Cullen saying so long. And actually, if Vince can cut it off when he wants to, but those of you on YouTube, let's let you hear the sounds of the fireworks here after a Friday night defeat, unfortunately, for Oakland. For only the second time this season, the Ballers lose Friday. Series even. Noah Milliken gets the ball tomorrow, so things are looking up for Oakland. As I'm going to look up at these fireworks for a moment, and let's let you listen.